What is his name? What is his name? What's he doing?
Bitching around, bitching here, bitching there.
What is his name? What is his name? What's he doing?
Bitching around, bitching here, bitching there.
What is his name? What is his name? What's he doing?
Bitching around, bitching here, bitching there.
What is his name? What is his name?
It's your boy Mouse Tax, J. Finch, finching around, finching the halls, finching himself, J. Finch, finching the world, finching you, you'll finch me too. Well, finch me too. Well, finch me too. Oh yeah, you'll finch me too. Well, finch me too. Ooh, me, that's right, finch me too.
What is his name? What's he doing?
Finching himself,
What is his name? What's he doing?
finching himself,
What is his name? What's he doing?
finching himself.
What is his name?
Pinch me too.
What is his name? Where is he going?
Come on.
One time, while I was pinching around the lake, I found an old dirty sock. And I thought, oh, I got a new old dirty sock. But then when I looked upon it, and to further inspection, I found it wasn't just some ordinary dirty sock. It belonged to the headmaster, so I kept it forever and ever. Finally, I ate all the flavored beans.
J. Finch, finching around, finching the halls, finching himself. J. Finch, finching the world, finching you, well, finch me too. I love
Flavored beans.
well, finch me too.
My favorite spell is lifting things up.
Finch me too.
These AM meetings are great.
Well, finch me too.
I'm boyish and fun.
Well, finch me too.
Looks like he had a side with a fat finch.
Well, finch me too. Whoa.
What is his name? What's he doing?
Finching himself, getting lost. Walk around, get upset, walk around. Come on, girl, ride that centaur. Half man, half beast on centaur. Come on, girl, ride that centaur. Half man, half beast on centaur. Come on, girl, ride that centaur. Half man, half beast on centaur. Come on, girl, ride that centaur. Half man, half beast on centaur.
What does it name? What does it name? What's he doing?
Bitching around, bitching here, bitching there.
What does it name? What does it name? What's he doing?
Bitching around, bitching here, bitching there.
What does it name? What does it name? What's he doing?
Bitching around, bitching here, bitching there.
What does it name? What does it name?
It's your boy Mouse Tax, J. Finch, finching around, finching the halls, finching himself, J. Finch, finching the world, finching you, well, finch me too. Well, finch me too. Well, finch me too. Oh yeah, yeah, finch me too. Well, finch me too. Ooh, me, that's right, finch me too.
What does it name? What's he doing?
Finching himself,
What does it name? What's he doing?
finching himself.
What does it name?
Finch me too.
What does it name? What's he doing?
Finching himself.
What does it?
Go.
If you're looking for a grub around Times Square, there's a guy I know who knows his share. He knows all the best spots, no need to be a warder. Just head right down to Steve's Soup Corner.
Hi.
And you got a craving for really hot stew. There is only one thing there's left to do. When he's done with you, there's no need for a mortar. Just head right down to Steve's
Oh, that's too hot. That's too hot.
Hello again, Spoon Nation out there. Today we're reviewing a homemade chicken noodle. Got a good viscosity. Let's just try and let's just take a little sip here.
It's a medley of stock and other things. You slurp it down, and you feel like a king. That's what it is. No need to be a squirter. Just head right down to Steve's Soup Corner.
Yeah, I give it a 10 out of 10 slurps.
If you're looking for a grub around Times Square, there's a guy I know who knows his share. He knows all the best spots. No need to be a warner. Just head right down to Steve's Soup Corner.
Well, howdy-ho out there, everybody. For anyone who did not join us last week, I'm going to immediately apologize for that very long, prolonged bit of something you likely did not understand, but for everyone out there who did, you are welcome. Hi. Thank you all so much for joining us. Welcome to my home. Welcome to many of our homes. And welcome to PUF3S, Eventfulness Maximus. We are here. We have been bringing you all of the 4 chapters of the Puff saga that you probably didn't even know existed until about 3 weeks ago. We had a funny little idea to, bring these readings that were never intended. They were basically just jokes. These readings were meant to be bits originally, and they still very much are. But everything crazy that's going on in the world provided this opportunity to at least bring you something that we hope has given you some laughs and some smiles throughout this weird time here. So sincerely, thank you all so much for joining us. And thank you all so much for donating throughout the last few weeks. We have raised nearly $8,000 prior to tonight for various charities. First week we did Queens Feed Hospitals, which this week we were able to feed lunch and dinner on Wednesday for Mount Sinai and Flushing Hospital in Queens. And not only that, the food came from a local restaurant, so the money was able to support this restaurant in need. Last week, we raised over $2,000 for the Humane Society of New York and a few other animal shelters, and that money will be going to them over this weekend, as I've finally been able to access it. So thank you so much. For our goal tonight is we want to make sure that we hit that and we go that over $10,000. And so tonight we are raising money for the Ali Forney Center, which is an organization that is very near and dear to our hearts that we've supported throughout the run of the show in New York. And what the Ali Forney Center does, and it's very important right now, is they're continuing to support homeless LGBTQ youths throughout the pandemic. And as many businesses have closed throughout this, rightly so, the Ali Forney Center is not able to do that because, they are here to support people who are not able to stay at home. And they continue to support homeless teens throughout all of this. And so they very much need funds to continue to be able to do that. And so tonight, let's all please join together. There's a donation button in the description of this video. Please take a click on that. It'll take you there. And let's get this over $2,000. And if we go beyond that, please keep going, because we could give them even more money, and that would be absolutely amazing. So if you have a chuckle, if you have a smile, please press that donation button. And also, while you're there, feel free to press the subscribe button to this very channel of the Ultra Core, where we will be bringing, while this is the last of the Puffs plays, we will be reading. We will continue to bring other content via this channel. We'll bring other readings of some other shows. We will likely very soon be giving you a special look at another project from the same creative team behind Puffs, Kapowie Go-Go, coming soon and eventually. And we'll also do some other Puffs related materials. We'll be doing some other Q&As. We'll call them happy hours, where we can all grab some drinks and you can ask the cast questions. And we also will eventually be doing a Zach Smith-a-thon, where you can request Zach Smiths, and all of that will also, donations will be going for a charity to be decided as we get closer to that. Okay, we'll be getting started with PUF3 in just a few more seconds, but we have a few things to go over before we do that. Wonderful. So, what's fun about this one, particularly, if you haven't joined us for the last 2 weeks, hi. PUF3 is very much a culmination of jokes from 19 Years After and Dude, Where's My Fantastic Friends? So if you're wondering, wow, that makes no sense to me, it might be found there. So please have fun with that. There is, similar to the last 2 weeks, there is a drinking game component to this story. And in fact, all drinking game components are on the board for PUF3. So similar to 19 Years After, if you hear the word cursed, you just yell, ah! And then you take a sip of your beverage. Of course, if you are of age. If not, you just get to scream. If you hear the word fantastic, you repeat back, fantastic! And then you take a drink. And then tonight, we are also adding anytime Zach Smith travels through time. You just yell out a big, Zach Smith! And then you take a drink. Wonderful. Also, we are live, as mentioned before. A lot of the elements that we're bringing this week are very new. Something could go wrong. There may be some confusion. If the screen should randomly freeze up like it did last week, let's hope that it doesn't. We'll put a link to a new stream in the chat, which is a direction from me that I don't actually know what it is. And if you're watching on a TV and you don't have access to the chat, just click on the channel button, and within a few minutes, the new live stream will appear. But let's hope that doesn't happen. Also, we're live in our homes. Our animals, may make some unplanned appearances. So if that happens, just rejoice and have fun with it. So, without further ado, how about we get started with PUF3, Eventfulness, Maximus, a parody, 4, charity. Written by Matt Cox. Act 1, The Dawn of Magic and Mankind. A swirling cosmogony of raw energy collides. The planet Earth is formed. Order exists, and all things are as they were meant to be. There's also this cool thing called dinosaurs. Wow, look at all those dinosaurs wandering the Earth, just dinosauring around. Thousands of years later, from the depths of deep space, a calamity hurtles towards this unsuspecting planet. Boom, an impact. Those dinosaurs, they're all dead. And they made that exact same one sound. Some undetermined, undecided by me time later, a group of primitive humans wander towards this still smoldering crater. It is a long, hard journey. We watch it unfold in its entirety. This is a stage play, by the way. So at this point, we should probably go ahead and take an intermission. Act 2, The Dawn of Magic and Mankind continues. These early humans gather around a glass monolith in the center of the crater. Within it, we see a decently CGI'd being. The humans reach for this being when behind them, pop! A man in a backwards hat with upwards of 2 collars and a pair of sunglasses has appeared. This is a man named Zach Smith, and he has just traveled through time.
Whoa! Where the fuck am I this time? Whoa! What the fuck is that?
He looks to the monolith. He pulls out a talk boy, just like in Home Alone 2.
From the Journal of Zach Smith, Traveler of Time. Fuck! I time traveled again. I'm losing control of when and where I'm going. Faster now. I knew I shouldn't have eaten that time spinner. Boy, what a crazy summer this is turning out to be, huh? There's some weird thing sitting in front of me. I'm gonna touch it. Like a couple of other things I've touched. Yeah! I'm so very lonely. On my journey, I've witnessed wonders one wouldn't believe in. Dreams. I've walked a path only poets would dare describe, yet I'm empty. The greatest thing eludes me. Love. The love of friends, the love of a family, any kind of love, aka the greatest fucking thing ever. I've been having those dreams again. Visions of little children, of little Zach Smiths looking up to me, saying,
Papa, do you know I love you?
Zach Smith shakes this vision off.
Well, this thing ain't gonna touch itself.
He touches it.
Thou do not belong. Who are you, you who do not belong?
Oh boy, buckle up. I will tell you everything about me. I'm Zach Smith, and I've had a crazy summer. So at one point, I traveled to the year 2019, and I was sitting with my two bros, Chad and Kyle. And they were telling me about this thing called Area 51, where they house all these aliens. And I was like, the fuck? There's aliens? I was like, we gotta storm this place. And they said, they can't. It's all these military people. And I said, what if we got enough people? What if we got everybody we could? They can't stop us all. And they looked at me and they said, what if we put that on the internet, on Facebook? And I said two things. One, what the fuck is the internet? Two, what the fuck is Facebook? And then they started hatching up this whole thing and they put it out there and they started reaching out to these people and they said they were going to do these runs where they go at it like this. And then we started getting sponsored by Monster Energy and I was like, this is the best thing I've ever heard in my life. And then the day I was going to show up, I had to time travel again. But I said, Vios con Dios, my friends. Good luck. Because just like all my other friends in the past, Joseph Exotic, William McFarlane, and you, Chad and Kyle, this is the best idea you could ever have. And I said, hashtag forever. Hashtag eat my butt. Hashtag eat Zach Smith's butt. I don't know what those hashtags mean. It's a thing they did. I didn't quite get it, but I kept doing it. And I just kept going, you know, this, Zach Smith forever, eat my butt. It's a thing they do. It's kids. I don't know. I've been traveling back and forth. I'm a time traveler, if you didn't know. But anyways, that's been my fucking summer.
Wow, that was a lot more information than I expected. I am destined to be the end. I am darkness incarnate. I am power.
Oh, Daddy-o, that does not sound like the bee's knees. Sorry, I spent a lot of time in the 1920s. I was a teacher, long story. You want to hear it?
Yet I sense that power within you.
Like, in my butt?
No, I sense magic. How? I am the only being in the cosmos with such a thing.
Well, where I come from, which is a great place called England in the 1990s, everyone can do magic. They got schools and shit where kids go to die. We're called wizards and witches. Yow.
A world of wizards. You have given me an idea, Zach Smith. Yeah! A gift from I, whom I suppose you can call the first witch. I've given the gift of magic to the inhabitants of this earth and its sister realities. The seed is planted. Now I shall rest. I will awaken to a world of wizards, an earth filled with chaotic power. Your kind will bow. They will return my magic to me, grown beyond any level of chaos I could muster on my own. They don't wish to give it back? I shall take it from them, so I might at last bring the forever darkness to all that light has ever touched. Existence itself craves that which all things desire, that inevitability all things march towards, the end. I shall give you all the ending you deserve, in time. Honestly, this is so much simpler than what I had planned to destroy everything when I landed here from space, so thank you, Zach Smith. I do hope you find whatever is in your butt.
A loud rumble as she slowly sinks back into the earth.
Aw, shit. I was not listening until the word butt. She talked for a long time. Oh, what was I supposed to do? Ooh, listen. Oh, looks like I'm time traveling again. Zach Smith!
Zach Smith travels through time. Those primitive humans from earlier pop back out.
Glug, glug, glug.
Ma. Luma, luma, luma.
That third cave person picks up a stick and tries to eat it.
Lumos.
The stick lights up. Everyone's
Dinner stick light up.
Make stick do more stuff.
Avada Kedavra.
A flash of green light as that cave person dies. Cave person 2 goes to this body.
Someone has to tell his cave wife and kids.
And that, my friends, was the birth of magic. Blackout. Scene. Heroes made. A spotlight hits our narrator, aka Little Wayne, who is not so little and is now in his early 20s.
Heroes Made, not born. Except sometimes. Born. Made, heroes. Made.
Lights come up on Little Wayne in an apron behind a counter of condiments and toppings. A customer stands in front of him.
Yep. Hero sandwiches. Made right here, right now, by you in this sandwich shop for me, which I've been waiting for you to do for like 5 minutes.
Yes, sorry. I just got a little lost for a moment.
Okay, so we'll get a little lettuce, a little onion, little banana peppers. How's the tuna?
A vision hits Wayne's head. A vision from the past. Wayne sees an awkward British man with a case running around doing stuff in France, or now it's Germany. I don't know. It's Europe. It's South America. Who knows? A woman in a coat catches up to him. She has mustard on her face.
He tricked us. We did exactly what surprised Johnny Depp wanted us to do.
Lady. A separate vision overtakes Wayne's mind. We come back to the sandwich shop.
It's, fantastic. The tuna, fantastic.
Listen, bub, I don't got till the year 2029, all right? I got a Bon Jovi concert to get to. Some salt and pepper, a bit of oil. Yeah, lather that oil on. Make it slippery when wet. That's a Jovi ref. That man is old now, but I am seeing him in concert. It's the year 2029, and we are currently in the great state of New Jersey. That is where and when we are right now.
Yes, 2028, New Jersey. When and where
Another
we
vision
are.
in Wayne's He comes to. It's dark outside. Hours have gone by. His manager, Mr. Bingley IV, enters.
About damn time you came to. Rivers Jones, my office, now.
You don't have an office, sir.
Fine. Rivers Jones, right here, now. You're fired.
But sir!
Don't but, sir, Mr. Bingley. Sandwich shop manager. You just stared off at nothing for 5 hours. You're frightening the good people of New Jersey, and they do not spook easy. Plus, we've all got the Bon Jovi concert to get to.
Mr. Bingley.
Sandwich shop manager.
I think we're all in horrible danger.
I don't want to hear about danger, only about hero sandwiches and them being made, not born. Nothing else. Now, get out of my sight and out of this Yelp-certified 2.5-star franchised sandwich establishment.
Okay, sorry.
Wayne removes his hat and his apron, and he leaves this sandwich store. Bingley looks to a picture of his great-grandfather, the bank manager.
One day, I'll make you proud, Mr. Bingley.
Scene. At home in New Jersey, we move to a suburban household where Megan Jones, age 48, now sits on a couch on a fancy future laptop. She types.
Yes! Ha! Hey, world! Who's got 2 thumbs and just sold a shit ton of things made out of beads to some sad stranger in Idaho for way too much money? Username Purple Princess 2028 did. That's me. Oh no. What have I become? Is this all my entire crazy life has led to? Is this it? Is this all that I actually am?
Oliver Rivers enters, a big smile on his face and a briefcase in his hands. And we can hear him because he's not.
Honey, I'm home. Honey, I'm home. Hi. Oh, there we are.
Hi. How was your day, Teach?
Oh, that's Mr. Teach, Mr. Substitute Teach. Or, well, they don't actually respect me enough to call me Mr., but I'm winning them over. I charmed them today with a little joke. Why are obtuse angles so depressed? Because they are never right.
And when does the joke happen?
That's just what they said. They said the same thing, but I then captivated them with some light calculus, rocked a bit of combinatorics, and then, when no one expected it, some no-holds-barred dynamical systems.
Aren't you subbing for a second grade class?
This is for me, not for them. Who's got 2 thumbs and is finally doing some math? Me. Oh, no. Oh, no, the jersey is spreading. Well, how's everything in the world of future eBay/Uber crafts?
Sold another 50 beaded charm necklaces to some sucker. They bid $1,000. I just gotta magic them up and ship them out. People are flipping out over these friggin' beads. Honestly, why would anyone do anything else with their life beyond beads?
You actually mean that?
Maybe. Maybe not. Why?
Leaving the world of wizards behind and moving here to try and live something closer to normal lives was a hefty change, a necessary one, but I still want you to be happy.
Look, you won't hear me complain about leaving. Shit was getting too unpredictable there. Big, dangerous, stupid stuff every freaking day around every possible corner. I mean, we lived through enough craziness for a whole lifetime by the age of 18, when we were getting an education. This New Jersey is, a different kind of crazy, but as long as our little family is together and safe. Now that's what I call magical. Volume 2. Get it? I made a reference.
You sure did. A bit dated, but you sure did.
A moment of love and joy between the two. Something that definitely gives us the feeling that either of these two would be devastated should a tragedy befall the other by the end of this story.
Ew, gross romance, right?
You must be a 45-degree angle because that was acute.
Right. Besides, nothing here is that different. I can still do all the magic I want.
Right. No, wait, no, not right. You got to be careful with that.
Careful is my nickname. Careful is my identity. Oh, careful Megan.
Oliver smiles and he leaves to go to the bedroom. Megan turns on the television. A newscast immediately begins.
Our top story. In a bizarre string of incidents, bracelets made out of seemingly ordinary beads appear to be granting magic wishes to their owners.
Megan just turns off the TV.
Hi.
Hey! You okay, little buddy? How was work?
Oh, just fine. Made some sandwiches, toasted some buns, was fired again. I might be cursed. I'll be in my room. Don't come in!
He storms into his bedroom as Oliver pokes his head back on.
Did he say fired again?
This time in the month we've been here. And tell me, what is he doing in that room? Or maybe don't tell me.
Maybe he just needs more time to adjust. He'll figure life out. This is what's best for him. We won't be finding any rogue time travelers in New Jersey. That's for...
For a moment, Oliver remembers what's happened to him in his past.
The form. He just needed to sign the form. Nothing to worry about right now because now I've got a copy of Paddington 5 on Ultra Blu-ray with our names on.
Oh, the one where Aunt Lucy dies?
And Paddington gets revenge on the mobsters that gunned her down. He gives them the hardest stare, death. Perfect. Ordinary, regular, old muggy style night of relaxation. And maybe a little bit more.
A loud knocking at the door. Behind this door stands a police officer, and this police officer, you will not be surprised one bit whenever they open their mouth to find that this particular police officer is from, was born, was raised, has it in every fiber of their being. It's in their blood. It is who they are. This police officer is from New York City.
Excuse me, are you Megan Jones and or Oliver Rivers?
Yes, what's the problem, officer?
Listen here and listen close. Sorry if I'm coming off abrasive, it's just my nature as a real New Yorker. We've been getting lots of complaints about who's-its and what's-its, which have been happening at this house. Is there a Xavier Jones living here?
Well, my mother is no longer with us. She passed away just a few weeks ago.
A tear falls down Megan's cheek as we all watching feel the loss.
I'm sorry to hear that. Follow-up question, who is that right behind you?
Behind Megan, Xavier Jones walks in wearing a bathrobe. She sneaks slowly by.
Don't mind Granny Xavier Jones now. I'm not here. I'm just going to go to the kitchen to magic myself up some soup because I'm a witch, and a hungry witch at that. Good thing I'm so close to the kitchen. Little joke from wizard school. Magic!
She makes her way into the kitchen.
Oh, Xavier, I misheard. I thought you meant, listen, officer, we are a perfectly ordinary household. Nothing weird goes on here at all.
Pop, a familiar elf magics into existence wearing layers of winter clothing.
Mr. Megan Joneses, Mr. Oliver Rivers, Mr. New York City policeman, it's me, Bippy, your little household friend. Bippy's back from Bippy's very important mission that you gave Bippy to chart and map the entire Arctic. Bippy's got the Arctic maps right here, and Bippy's become privy to all sorts of ancient secrets, and Bippy can't wait to tell you about them. But first, Bippy needs to warm up with a little hug. Oh, I am Bippy, and I charted the Arctic.
Hey, I've seen a lot on this job. I'm from the hard streets of New York, but what the heck is that?
This officer goes for their people-hitting stick while Megan pulls out a wand, a stick of her own.
Sleepio!
The officer falls into a deep sleep.
Hey, I'm walking here.
Bippy, before you tell us all about, we have a new job for you. We need you to,
Go, tell someone else all about it. Anyone else, anyone magical.
Oh, so Bippy can know all the best parts, and then Bippy can turn it into a nice little song so that Oliver and Megan loves it even more. Mr. Oliver Rivers is always the smartest wizard around. He gets to warm up Bippy with a hug.
Bippy hugs Oliver.
But Miss Megan Joneses won't be left out. Oh no! Oh, it was so cold there.
Bippy hugs Megan.
Bippy will return!
Bippy pops out of existence or walks off stage. The two look down to that New York City police officer. Remember their accent? It was great.
We have to wipe their memory.
I'm on it.
He waves his wand, and the police officer's head immediately turns into an orange.
Close enough, right?
Sure.
They close their door, and they just leave it be.
Okay, back to a night of normalcy.
Sounds fantastic. Mom?
A smoke alarm goes off.
Oh no. So I was making a soup which was going to be good, but then I thought, oh, I want cookies, which is also good. But then I thought, what if I put cookies in the soup? But it turns out that's bad. And now I can't help but feel that there's still an evil darkness lurking in my soul, and maybe I should just try to let it out for old time's sake.
I think you should just go to bed.
Ooh, bed, I have a pillow there.
Xavier smiles and goes to bed.
Third or nothing times the charm, right? Normal night begins now.
From little Wayne's bedroom, we hear... Thumps, bumps. Oliver and Megan look to each other. They run to his door.
No! Wayne, everything okay in there?
Everything is fine. Don't come in.
Let's just leave it.
Hey, I don't want to see my child erratically masturbating either, but no, I think it's time for a family chat.
She opens the door. Inside, we see that Wayne's walls are just surrounded by various images, pictures of faces, newspaper clippings, and post-it notes, all connected by various kinds of string.
This is maybe worse.
I can. It's not what it looks like.
What does this look like?
I can explain. It's all my cosmic mission, my reason. I might not have long before I go again, so listen close.
Wayne.
A vision overtakes Wayne's mind. He runs to his string board and points to a picture of a battle at a certain school of magic and magic.
May 2nd, 1998. After 7 years of increasing eventfulness, you both fought in a battle at a certain school of magic against the Dark Lord. Everyone agreed it was the craziest thing that could ever happen, and that was that forever. Until 23 years later, Voldy's secret daughter showed up and threatened to unravel time itself and to bring her dark father back, putting history itself at risk and fracturing reality. But in the end, there was only one casualty.
A boy named Craig materializes.
I win! Best friends! Hug!
Craig dies. Hashtag remember Craig. A vision overtakes Wayne's mind.
Then, the following years, all kinds of secrets and revelations began coming out about all that stuff we knew about, despite being such big deals from the 1920s to the 1940s, like all those crimes.
Suddenly, Wayne now witnesses the past. The headmaster, or a man who will be one day, speaks to another man named Eddie.
I can't move against surprise Johnny Depp. You have to.
Okay. But wait, why?
Because.
I'll just go do it.
And now Eddie is surrounded by Paris. Tina's there too, dressed in black and mustard.
I'm not talking to you, Eddie.
But why not?
Because I saw that article about you getting married.
But that was just...
I don't want to hear it.
But it's not actually...
Nope.
But...
No.
Just...
La 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 la.
Bad journalism?
You're doing this? I want you to be doing this.
Oh, Tina, it was just...
Look, fine, just spit it out.
We'll talk about it later.
We cut to a surprising amount of tragically dead infants later. Eddie hands the headmaster a small vial.
Here, one of my bees took this from him. It was pretty fantastic, if I do say so.
It's a good thing you just happened to have just happened to be in all those places at the right time. And your beast just knew to take this unassuming piece of jewelry, which will allow me to finally confront my ex. I mean, surprise Johnny Depp.
Yep, already. So, is it time? Are you finally going to fight surprise Johnny Depp?
I will get to it in approximately 18 years.
We cut to 18 years later, where a young, snazzily suit-dressed eventual headmaster shows down with a man named Surprise Johnny Depp. It is the final battle.
Old friend, I don't want to do this, but someone has to stop you from stopping this whole Second World War thing. There's just one question that you have to ask yourself, old friend. Will we die? Just a little? There is but one answer. Yes, we will.
A magic fight an elaborate one that takes up an entire 5th movie. They fight, they magic, oh, it's so spectacular, and eventually, the eventual headmaster defeats Surprise Johnny Depp.
Ew. Eddie, I couldn't have done it without you. Or maybe I could have, but then we never would have met all your crazy beast friends.
Yeah, they're all pretty fantastic. And don't forget about Jake. He's fantastic too.
Jake appears.
Can you believe it turned out to be a wizard? I cannot. It's been a crazy 2 decades. Okay, bye.
A 40s news reporter runs up to the headmaster.
You've just defeated the greatest evil the world has ever and will ever know, all while having a deadbeat criminal father. Tell us, what will you do next?
I am going to get out of this snazzy 3-piece suit, and I'm going to put on a pair of pajamas for the rest of my life.
You heard it here first, folks. That wraps up the last 20-ish years of news. Only one question remains. Will we die?
She transforms into Surprise Johnny Depp.
Just a little.
Whoosh!
Then, 1 year later, that secret other evil part of the Dark Lord's soul emerged, and Harry had to trap it in that soul of that young boy and then raise it as his own son. Then, it turns out someone had cloned Voldy, and he came back with an army of super-cloned Voldys in a whole clone saga. Then, there was that evil Harry twin that destroyed London. Then, that bewitched car emerged from the forest with a taste for blood and began its own rampage and destroyed London again. Then Harry had to keep that boat of magic school first years moving at a certain speed or else it would explode. Then Ginny finally had enough of all that crap. Then a future Harry was sent back to protect current Harry from that Voldemort, only he was sent back too far and he had to assume a new identity. He called himself James, and we all know what happened next. Harry's his own father. Then Harry lost it all and had to fight that one wizard in a back alley fistfight to reclaim his glory despite the risk of brain injury. Then they found an even more powerful wand, and Harry's kids touched it and all turned evil, and we all were saved by Harry's grown-up baby Voldy's son. Then the Dark Lord came back again, but he was also a giant and a ghost and a centaur, and also had learned how to overcome the protection of love and his weakness to the color yellow, and
The visions in his head all go away. He takes a moment to catch up with his thoughts.
And then, whatever's coming next, don't you see the eventfulness? It's increasing and increasing too much. Every time something big and bad happens in the world of magic, it's like it always has to be bigger and badder than the event that came before, but existence can only handle so much escalating excitement. It will max out. It will reach maximum eventfulness. And I think we're nearly there. When the next event comes, it won't just be the world of wizards in danger, or London, or New York, or Brazil. It won't even just be our Earth. It will be all of them. The end is coming for all infinite things, and I fear no hero, made or born, can save us this time.
A drop of blood starts to fall from his nose, and he passes out.
Oliver, I think we have to take him there.
Looks like we're going to England.
We cut to, it's a movie now, an interior, a hospital. Little Wayne, with lots of bloody cotton shoved up his nose, rocks back and forth in a chair. Oliver and Megan sit at a desk. Across from them is a doctor.
Hello there, I'm a witch doctor, not that kind. Ha ha ha, little witch doctor joke.
You've been coming here for 10 years. 10 years! And every time we sit down, you make that same damn joke. No one laughs but you psychotic maniac.
I just can't help it, you know? I'm a witch doctor, not that kind.
Look, you told us because all the time spinners were destroyed, if we avoided stress, everything was going to be fine with our son's time spunkter thing. Now he's yelling and rambling about the end of the world, other worlds, and
Other worlds, you say? Well, how very interesting. Perhaps my theory is correct after all. Here, take a look at this paper.
This is just a blank piece of paper.
I know, strange, right? Now, I need that back, would you? Now, take a look at this.
They wave their wand, crash, bang, boom, a chalkboard flies through the wall directly behind the two.
Oh, hey!
Oh, incoming, ha 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 ha.
Yo, I don't miss witches and wizards and the damn shenanigans.
On this chalkboard are all kinds of various symbols and shapes. The doctor examines it.
Yes, indeed. Wayne, may I ask you a question?
Okay.
Now that question is, can I put this special hat on your head?
She pulls out a very painful looking hat. And she puts it on him. She puts the hat on little Wayne, and then eventually inserts her wand into it.
Now the rest of you, you may want to put these on. Hold on. Here we go. Oop. Yes, okay. Now, look at your parents. What do you see?
Well, I just see my parents.
A vision overtakes Wayne's mind.
What are you looking at me like that for, Wayne? Oh no, are you having another weird asshole brain thing? Oliver, calm down.
Ooh, I gotta have some. Give me some, please. Ooh, I'm sweating. I need meth. Ooh, give me some meth. Oliver Rivers loves meth.
And suddenly they look over and watch as a cloud of darkness consumes them. Whoosh!
Now, tell me, what did you see?
An alternate Earth where my mum looked different, and instead of loving math, my dad loved meth. And then they died in a cataclysm of overwhelming darkness.
Oh, so it's true. It would appear that his time sphincter is not the only issue here. Now, he has ruptured his spatial spinous.
His asshole?
No, it's his dimensional back door, his rectosphere, his macrocosmic bungus.
So, his asshole.
Megan, that's never the right answer here.
But how could this happen? The only logical explanation would be that someone out there is meddling so much throughout time that Wayne's sphincter has reverberated so violently. It's tearing and then just jamming in and out of his spatial spanus, pounding the spanus, which, as we all know and understand, is the part of our mind which anchors us to our current reality, which, P.S., there are infinite. Perhaps then, in tandem, something twisted is happening to all of these alternate realities, causing him to, medically speaking, freak out.
Sounds to me like you're talking quantum mathematics. I dabbled when I was 8 years old in the before times.
Sounds like you should be the witch doctor here, not that kind.
Oh my God.
Wait. So his brain asshole visions and stuff, this is real? The things he's seeing are real? Can you stop it?
Well, we'll need to keep him here the next few nights for more in-depth study. We will need you to stay nearby, in the England area, just in case the worst should happen. He'll probably be fine, probably. Here's a voucher for a hotel.
She hands them a voucher for this hotel. Megan and Oliver look to each other with a sense of foreboding. Thunder. We cut to the streets of a diagonal alley. Rain as Oliver and Megan try to keep a low profile. They pass many storefronts and names, all the stores of which I dare not say. They look around, and eventually they sneak stealthily towards the Wizard Hotel.
I think we're clear.
Okay, just a few uneventful nights here, then back to a normal, boring, low-stakes, fantastic life with the sun with no reality-bending brain problems, you know, the New Jersey dream.
Assuming we don't run into anyone we know here, which then kickstarts a series of Goose Chase level events. Oh, Wizard God, we should just sleep on the streets.
Apparently, only a bunch of sad lowlifes and end-of-the-rope scoundrel types stay here, so no one we know for sure.
They enter the hotel.
Megan Jones and Oliver Rivers. I know you, puff hug.
Ernie runs to them and he hugs them for a good long while.
Hi.
Ernie, why are you staying at this hotel?
Oh, I live here after, life. Sorry, it's just been, hard to adjust after what happened 30 years ago at school. Let me buy you a pint, or better yet, you can buy me a pint.
They move to the bar.
So, Ernie, here you are.
Here you are. Things are looking up for old Ernie now, surrounded by old friends. Basically, the best you can ask me. How's life?
Oh, we're over in America. Little Wayne's all grown up. Oliver teaches in a regular school. I sell beads on this thing called the internet.
Oh, never heard of it, but I always knew you'd go big places.
Right. Big place. Selling beads.
What about you, Ernie?
Still driving the train. Choo-choo.
And?
Yep, 4 times a year. To school and back, Christmas and back, and then it's just sitting here waiting. Choo-choo. It's all good. It just gives me, plenty of time to think up all kinds of new train ideas. I got some experimental train things in the pipeline, let me tell you.
Whoa. Well, I am tired. Big day tomorrow. You know.
Right, tomorrow. Wait. Tomorrow? Yeah, you're here. That means you're both coming.
To what?
To what?
The School of Magic and Magic reunion.
Oh, no.
The 30-year reunion for the class of 98. A chance for everyone to go back, to just recapture all that magic, to, remember old friends. You never RSVP'd, but you're here. Now this is basically the best.
Oh, well, Ernie, actually...
the others will be so happy. Susie, Hannah. That's it.
A long, sad moment for Ernie.
What if we all stay and fight? I said, why don't we all run and live? So I could have yelled that instead. Oh, I just wish we could all be together in that common room. Trains are great, choo-choo, but they don't give you true friendship, like we all had. It's just, it's all my fault. I should have been the one who died. Hey, you're both coming, so that's great.
Megan and Oliver, who look the opposite direction at each other, have a silent conversation with many facial expressions.
Fine. Yes, we are coming to the reunion.
Oh boy, just wait till they hear you're coming. Susie, Hannah, then no being too sad. Tell me, how do you stop the dreams of seeing the whole gang together saying one big hi to each other? How'd you get over it with Wayne?
Well, we didn't.
Still sucks.
Where do we meet you tomorrow?
Oh, meet. That's the train station. Then we'll go to the school in a super secret way. You'll never guess. What it is.
Ernie slowly recedes into the shadows.
I'm going to guess it's a train. I can't believe you just voluntarily agreed to go back there.
Yeah, well, it's one day, and he was so sad, and who knows, maybe we'll be good to see our classmates. We lived through actual trauma together for 7 years. It's not like there's a guarantee something crazy will happen. There were normal days there. It's not like there's one day of the year where shit goes down every... Wait,
What day is it?
It's October 30th, which means tomorrow is
Halloween.
Thunder, lightning, pumpkins. Scene at the hospital again. Little Wayne sits with that contraption hat on his head as several doctors just scramble around him, amazed.
Doctor.
Doctor. Doctor. Doctor. Doctor. Doctor. Alternate reality test number 3. Begin.
All hold wands towards Wayne. And whoosh, a vision overtakes him, an Australian.
Hey, Oliver, can you come into the lounge room? There's some sort of a large cloud of darkness outside hurtling towards us from the sky. Is this just normal here in Craigieburn? Or is this just like one of those Australian things people are always talking about being terrified of? Or am I just on something? Oliver?
Oh, no time for that, because holy wizard gizzards, Megan, you'll never believe how many moths I caught in these jars. And we all know how much Oliver Rivers loves moths.
You sure do, Oliver, you moth-loving dag. However, I do think we are about to die.
Another vision takes hold of a different reality. Megan Jones enters through a door.
Hey, Oliver?
Whoa, I'm taking a bath in here. Never interrupt my baths. Oliver Rivers loves baths.
You sure do, sweetheart.
And suddenly, a darkness creeps up and overwhelms them.
The end! The end! It's coming!
No one sits around Wayne. No one but a simple janitor who mops the floor. He hums a little ditty, and then he begins to just mop Wayne's feet.
I can move.
Don't mind me, young man. Say, would you like to join me in that broom closet over there? I think you should join me in that broom closet, Wayne.
Okay.
They go into a broom closet. The janitor shuts the door.
I've waited an oh so long time for this, Wayne.
Okay.
A little too long of a moment before this janitor's broom turns into a magic staff. He bangs it. Where there was a janitor, now stands an ancient and powerful wizard. Wayne is in awe.
You're...
Jesus me, Christ indeed. Yes, I are the great and mighty Merlin. Wayne, we have a multiverse to save.
Okay.
The actual Merlin slams his staff into the ground and reality shatters. The two find themselves suddenly walking through a familiar bright white train station.
Where are we?
Oh, this is a place for important meetings, decided special by the cosmos themselves. But now is not the time for you to be here. Not yet, at least.
Wayne briefly sees a vision of a familiar face speaking directly to him in this very spot. Whoosh! This vision goes away.
Come, Wayne. Time to meet the rest of your team.
Team? Who is on
Merlin slams his staff again, and they are immediately transported into a bright white conference room. There's a table and a big fireplace. Seated around are the greatest wizards of all time.
Meet the Council of Wizards!
Hello.
Greatest of them who ever possessed the gift of magic. Here is Glinda, the Good Witch.
Oh, hi.
Are you a good wizard or a bad wizard? Popular.
Here is Gandalf.
A wizard is never late. He arrives precise.
Not a quote free-for-all. No one else do quotes. You, of course, know the former headmaster of your school. Both of them.
Oh, what an absolute pleasure.
Welcome, Wayne.
Hi. Hi.
Saruman the White. You're on mute, Saruman. Saruman, you're... he's old, you know. There's Prospero.
Ye elves of Hughes, Brooks.
What did I just say about quotes, Prospero?
At this hour lie at my mercy.
Of kicking Prospero out?
I agree.
I understand. Fare thee well, then.
Prospero sadly leaves.
Let's speed this up. There's Randolph Thor.
Yes, 'tis I, Randolph Thor.
I am Dr. Stephen Strange.
Don't forget about a good old Schmendrick from the last unicorn.
I'm Harry Dresden. You need me to look at some files?
Both. You may not have heard of me. You may have.
And certainly not least, Siegfried and Roy.
Hello.
Hello.
We are Siegfried and Roy. We have a tiger. Uh-huh. Ta-da!
Right. I'm a big tiger. Right.
Hi. And there should be one more arriving any moment.
Pup, an older, wiser Zach Smith appears, having traveled through time.
Yo! Zach Smith, Beards and McGee, good to see you again.
Hello, Zacharias. You here for long?
Nope, just here to do one very important thing.
Papa, where are you going, Papa?
The vision goes away. Little Wayne looks to Zach Smith, having also witnessed what was in his head.
What was...
It's not important. I'm just here to give this helmet to this weirdo.
He gives Little Wayne a helmet.
Put it on. You'll thank me later. But don't look inside it. I didn't jerk off into it, okay? You're looking at it. You see what I did? Just put it on. Uh-oh. I'm traveling through time again. Zach Smith!
Zach Smith travels through time. Wayne puts on that helmet. There's a slight squish sound. It's not important.
So, you're the leader here, Merlin?
Oh, no. Roy is in charge. He is the most powerful, after all.
Hello, I can do things your brain cannot fathom. Uh-huh. Ta-da!
Did you see our big tiger? Wow. Ta-da!
Right. I'm a tiger.
So, yeah, I assume you are all here to stop whatever cataclysmic evil is coming?
Oh!
We may be the greatest magicians of all time and space, but no, this isn't a job for us. For the prophecy.
The prophecy.
Speak low, and we must listen to prophecies. Otherwise, well, what would we do with all these prophecies, right? Dr. Strange here has seen the future play out.
I've seen over 800 million versions of the coming calamity across all realities.
How many do we win?
1 million. 1 million.
Well, those odds seem decent.
But in 900,999 of those realities, everyone ends up with oranges for heads.
Anyway, I introduced you to the council as a courtesy. I thought you'd think it was pretty cool. Now say goodbye to them forever.
Everyone exits. Little Wayne and Merlin go to leave, but they run directly into Gandalf.
You shall not! No, I'm sorry. No quotes. I know. It's just... All I have is this recognition of my big moments, you know, and when that's gone, what am I? You know, I'll move.
He steps aside. Merlin and Wayne walk past him.
Saruman will never let me live this down. Saruman, you're on mute again.
Scene! A place of prophecies. Merlin and Little Wayne enter into a room labeled important prophecies. The room, well, it's just full of prophecies all around. As far as the eye can see, just a bunch of shelves of prophecies. That's what you do with prophecies. You shelve them. We all know this.
Behold, the shelves of prophecy. Here we find the solutions to the problems the universe poses. You know, you were right, Wayne. The eventfulness of our world is reaching its maximum. But you were wrong, for there is a hero, one wizard who can indeed save the day.
Let me guess. Harry?
No. For this, we must look to the prophecies of the PUF3S.
He holds up his staff and the shelves move towards them at a very dangerous speed. A shelf stops directly in front of them, which stretches all the way up to the sky. However, on this shelf lies one single shoebox.
Behold, the shoebox of PUF prophecies. Let's see here. The cup that runneth over. No. The badger that the world sits on the back of. No. Helga's magic box of magic. Good one, but no. Here it is. The one true PUF and the team of other PUFs, and how they shall all save the multiverse.
It feels like something so important should be maybe not in a shoebox?
Oh, let's tell the great Merlin where to put his prophecies, huh? Mr. Nitpicky. You'll be telling Roy what to do.
Siegfried and Roy magically appear.
Someone dare speak my name?
No, of course not, Mr. Roy. We'll keep it down.
Well then, good.
Ta-da!
They magic out of existence, and we all feel a moment of terror.
Wayne, Lil, I warn you, once you hear this, there's no going back. For once a destiny is believed, all the tragedy that is meant to be shall be. It is a blessing to know, but also you will be cursed. Will you accept this burden?
Wayne nods. Merlin grasps the prophecy as a dramatic underscoring takes hold, one like this. We hear voices recite the prophecy.
When the first witch looms,
and darkness traps light in the sky.
A fellowship shall be assembled.
Of badger kind you must find.
One is she who wanders, she of mighty bones.
One shall simply speak. And freeze evil with a voice alone.
One is purest of heart.
One the loyalist of all.
One drives the train, choo-choo.
Choo-choo. And one is doomed to fall.
Doomed.
One is new to the bunch, and for this there is no rhyme.
One is kind of awkward, but her skin be most tough.
One shall serve no great purpose.
One is the mightiest, the one true of all PUFs.
one more is the traveler. He shall journey further than any other, far or wide.
Merlin looks directly to Wayne.
And the last shall tell the story. The rest of time.
Bring these 12 together, this fellowship of puffs. Only then may ye hope, though it may not be enough.
12 heroes.
And it's my job to find them. To assemble the team that will save the multiverse.
Oh, no. We've already assembled most of them. They're in the next room. Your job will be to lead them, Wayne Rivers Jones. You the storyteller. Come, it is a day of many meetings, for you must meet your comrades. Your parents are assembling the remainder of the bunch as we speak.
Scene! We cut to on the train. Squeezed into a silent compartment together are Oliver, Megan, Hannah, and her husband, Clumsy Longbottom. They sit in silence for a good, long while, and Megan and Oliver turn and face the opposite direction. Magic trains, we all know. They sit and ride this train just for a good long while. Hannah smiles. Clumsy just sexily looks confused about his life.
Me and Hannah got married. Anyone want to see my herbs?
Yeah, we would all like to see your abs.
He shows his abs.
Anyone up for a drink?
Isn't it a little early?
Good one.
Hannah pulls out a flask and starts drinking. Ernie pops his head into this compartment.
Rides like a smooth beauty. So, you know the drill and how it all goes. Train will arrive around dusk, so sit back. Don't try to leave, or the ancient monster will chase you off the train, and that same ancient monster will be around in a few minutes with candies.
Wait, what? When did that start?
Who decided on that as a security system?
Whoosh! We travel back in time where two fancy English people stand looking at a train. And the abs go away.
Looks like the train is done and ready to take those kids to school. One last thing to do, Reginald. We must add a system in case any naughty children try to run away from the train.
Seems a simple locking spell or some sort of invisible wall should do the trick. You know, something simple.
Simple indeed. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Nay! Nay, I say!
The ghost of Martsy Partsy, an old wizard, appears.
Tell me, where's the horror? Where's the excitement? Where's the extending fingers? I'll tell you how we keep those children on the so-called terrain. We find a sweet old lady who interacts with all the children in an innocent way, but she's secretly a moidering machine that will moider them should they dare to disobey. But finding the right old lady will take time.
A sweet old lady suddenly appears directly in front of them.
Could any of you kind sirs or this ghost help me? See, I have no friends or family to turn to and no one who would miss me, but I need help wheeling my cart full of candies home.
Coy, sir, imprison her, enslave her as a monster in service of the train. Look, while I'm here, I got a few more things rattling around in the old noggin. First, we need a name for the French non-magic users. I need you to write it down because I can't spell, and it's done. We did it. Write it down again because I can't spell. Next, one day there's going to be an evil wizard in the 1970s and 1990s, and he's going to have a snake. But little does everyone know, the snake is a woman. Now, hang on 1 second. I just need to use the restroom, as all wizards use the restroom. Come on. Come on.
Oh, no.
And it's done. I went as all wizards go and always should go, wherever I was standing, and then I magic it away. Now, curse that woman. Thus speaketh Martsy Partsy.
He vanishes.
Well, shall we just listen to the ghost then?
I suppose we have no choice.
They slowly turn to that sweet old lady.
What are you going to do to me?
Whoosh! We're suddenly back in that train car, but Susie Bones has suddenly appeared and just sits directly beside them.
Are we almost there?
Whoa!
Susie, Bones, when did you even get here?
Oh, I don't know. What is time? I was wandering, as I often do, to no place at all. For if I never stop, Death may never claim the prize it has so long desired. It would appear I have wandered to this place now.
She hugs Megan.
It is so good to see you.
Susie Bones just gets up and leaves the compartment.
You know, I remember 35 years ago during year 2, a bunch of snakes told me they'd tell me the secrets of how to get the me smell out of my robes in 35 years. And yeah, damn it, not again. Sweetie, you can put your shirt down now.
Clumsy covers up his abs.
Me and Hannah got married.
This is the longest train ride ever.
Tell me about it.
Susie appears directly behind, but next to Oliver.
I whisper my secrets
A long, awkward silence until the compartment door opens.
Anyone want any sweets?
Scene! A basement near the kitchens, revisited, and just like that, we're at a certain school of magic and magic. Ooh. In the Puff Common Room, in fact. There's doors and there's other stuff and lots of Halloween decorations. Our survivors enter.
Wow. Here we are. I didn't think I'd ever see this place again. I didn't think I'd ever see the school again.
Me neither.
Aren't you a teacher here?
Yeah.
Well, maybe time to head out. This has been fun.
So fun.
Oh, the hijinks we got up to in this room, eh? Remember that time that we all stood around here and said hi to each other? I'm Ernie Mac, and I'm basically the best. That was great. And remember when Cedric told us the school rules? It was like right here. Oh, that was crazy fun. And remember when we all went to bed? That was crazy. And then remember when all my friends died? Friends like... I'm going to go check out our old bunk bed.
Ernie just runs into the old bedrooms where we hear a current Puff student.
What is that man doing?
All sit in silence.
I do remember all of that. What fun times they were before the danger.
I'll drink to that.
Don't you also work here, Hannah? As like a nurse?
Yeah, when I feel like it. And even when I do, I operate believing kids should have our school experience. It should be scary. It should be full pain.
Hannah has an emotional moment. Another adult chimes in, sitting on this same couch. Her name is Lily Moon.
Yeah. Wow. You know, I remember that stuff too. Jeez. Everything was really crazy when we were at school here, right?
Yeah, definitely. I'm sorry. Who are you?
It's me, Lily. You know, Lily Moon. Hi! I was a puff at this school in your year with all of you. I mean, I kept to myself mostly, but I was here the whole time. Like, oh, remember that troll in year 1? Stressful. You all remember me, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They politely smile and go on like that for a little too long as Ernie re-enters and sits down. Another long silence until a ghost flies through the wall of a girl in a very fluffy tutu. It is the ghost of Leanne.
Hi!
Leanne?
Wow, all my best friends. Is it my birthday? Is it? I don't think I have a birthday. My grandparents sometimes told me I was never actually born, but molded in a dream. Ooh, is it a birthday slumber party? I didn't have time to make invites.
Leanne, you're a ghost?
A ghost? Oh no, where?
Leanne hides beneath the couch.
Someone tell me when the ghost is gone.
Yeah, Leanne is the new Puff house ghost. She replaced the sexy Friar after he went into ghost modeling.
Sexy Friar.
Leanne pokes her head out from underneath this couch.
Is the ghost gone?
She flies directly through the couch, through some walls, and then just plops down next to them.
You didn't tell me. I knew everyone will be back one day. Why would anyone ever want to leave this amazing school? Best friends are here. Nobody had a smart idea like me, though, to hide on the floor like I was napping. So if no one woke me up, they could never ever send me away. Look what I can do now.
She stands on one leg for hours.
I've been practicing. Wait, where's Wayne? I have to show him. We danced together that one time. I don't know how to tell him I only want to be friends, though.
Well... Hey, that's a nice bunny costume, Leanne.
It's worth mentioning right now that Leanne is wearing a bunny costume.
Costume?
Yeah. Happy Halloween.
It's Halloween!
Leanne flies off and re-enters in a pink cowboy hat. She holds a rock, and she also has a Cylon mask.
Whee!
Well, at least we don't have to worry about points or anything, right?
Third or nothing.
You know, I wonder if they even still use that system.
Oliver pulls out his wand, and he does a spell as a dead owl just falls from the ceiling in a bad point sound. Boing. A current puff child pops their head out.
You just put us in last place. I will never catch up.
That current puff goes back to their bedroom. We hear an overhead announcement from the current very old headmaster.
Attention, returning students. Please convene in the great hall for a special assembly. Also, happy Halloween.
When is Halloween? Detective Leanne is on the case.
She flies through some walls and flies away.
Thank you.
And just like that, we're in the Great Hall of a certain school of magic and magic. Scene, the Great Hall. Many former students from class of 98 sit at tables. All of them from the table of snakes. One blonde man with a ponytail and a goatee stands up.
I just want to say that while everyone is present, these rumors about my son are simply not true.
Stop bringing it up.
We scan across this great hall, past a table of smarts who are just reading books. The braves, who are all very wealthy and successful, are just laugh and have a great time. We see a real sexy, muscular ghost strutting around in monk robes.
Looking good, Mr. Fryer! Woo!
Self-esteem.
We now focus on the Puffs table, where Hannah is just passed out.
And remember that time that the dragon broke off its chain and chased Harry all around and flew into the stands and almost killed a bunch of people? That was crazy.
I do remember. It was crazy. It is so good to relive such memories with you all. But alas, I feel death is near. I must run. We must do this again soon.
Susie just gets up and she leaves. Oliver looks to Megan.
How about this? Looks like it's just a nice, simple, only slightly weird Halloween.
Suddenly, a loud scream from the other end of the hall.
It's Harry!
All students except Oliver and Megan cheer. So much applause.
Hey, Harry!
Harry enters.
Yay, Harry. Hello. It's me, Harry. Thank you, thank you. Wow, feels so good to be back here in these halls.
Yes. Welcome back, Mr. Potter.
Shut your mouth, old lady.
Stop yelling at me.
Harry walks up to a podium.
I assume you all want to hear a speech. That's why this podium is here. A wise man once told me that it's our choices, me, that show just how many socks we can end up with. Or something like that. Wise words we can all take a lesson from. Thank you.
Rapturous applause.
You know, I may not have had the most exciting of times here at this school. I kept my head down pretty low. Some of you may not even remember me, but it is sure good to see all of my best friends again. Hermione is a little busy at the government place, but she wanted me to read this. Oh, honestly. Now, I'll pass it over to my good friend, Ron.
Polite applause as a Ron Mop comes up to the podium. All just sit and listen and watch while Ron Mop speeches. Laughter.
Just like his brother.
I'd like to have a moment to tell you all that these rumors about my son
A
just
rumble.
aren't.
The ground begins to shake violently.
Oh boy, nobody worry. I'm sure it was nothing. Maybe just another monster underneath the school who can kill you with its eyes. Or however that played out, I don't quite remember. Redheads might want to run.
A megaphone-like squeal in a voice. The voice of the first witch.
Greetings. Fret not, humans. I am doing that which you have never experienced before, speaking to you through your mind. I am she who has been destined since the beginning. I, the first witch, have returned to claim the power that lives in each of you. Give it to me.
Oh, hey! No!
Very well. Then I must ask those with darkness in their hearts to rise up as my soldiers. All who join me shall be allowed to suffer only briefly before the demise of all things into the forever darkness.
All the snakes from the snake's table begrudgingly look to each other, sigh, and immediately turn evil again and vanish. I'm so sorry to all the snakes out there.
How to make an example of what awaits those who defy.
All look to Harry.
Guess I'm on it.
Harry bolts out of the Great Hall. The school castle begins to quake. Everything that follows happens in an instant. An explosion above. Boom! The castle begins to crumble. The castle begins to fall apart. All scream. Brick, concrete, and just so many jack-o'-lanterns rain down from the sky. A large piece of the ceiling crashes down in slow motion towards a still sleeping Hannah. Oliver points his wand at it.
Ascensiono!
Right before it hits the concrete, an owl flies by and falls to the ground, dead. Bwah.
Now is not the time for counting points!
That current puff runs up.
That was my owl!
I'm sorry!
Megan saves Hannah out of the way. The puffs begin to run. A tower collapses in front of them. They turn to run back. A wall of flame and just so many jack-o'-lanterns block their path. They are trapped. The flames grow hotter. They inch closer and closer to our puffs. The puffs all grab hands, awaiting their end. Ernie closes his eyes.
Finally. See you soon.
A certain school of magic and magic was no more. The puffs all open their eyes. They stand in a bright white train station, and standing before them now is Merlin.
Whoa!
Fret not, you are safe, but there's no moments to waste. Come, it's time for all of you to save, well, everything.
Another figure casually pops his head out behind Merlin, wearing a helmet. Little Wayne.
Fantastic.
End of Act 2. Let's take a break. And, hi, Matt Cox here again. I mean that actually. So, as you can see, this one's a little longer. We're about halfway through right now. We are going to take a 5-minute break in earnest intermission. So if you need to run to the restroom, refill your drink for all the fantastics and the curse, and I'm going to move more center in this thing, and all of the Zach Smith traveling through time, which there will be more of. We will be back in 5 minutes, so at 9:05. We will be back. Thank you all so much. And let's keep those donations ticking just to get everyone a number. We are at $1,531. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much. We will see you in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Yay!
doing? Finching around. Finching here, finching there.
What is his name? What is his name? What's he doing?
Finching around. Finching here, finching there.
What is his name? What is his name? What's he doing?
Finching around. Finching here, finching there.
What is his name? What is his name?
It's your boy Mousetax, Jay Finch, finching around, finching the halls, finching himself, Jay Finch, finching the world, finching you, well, finch me too. Well, finch me too. Well, finch me too. Oh yeah, well, finch me too. Well, finch me too. Ooh, me, that's right, finch me too.
What is his name? What's he doing?
Finching himself.
What is his name? What's he doing?
Finching himself.
What is his name?
Well, finch me too.
What is his name? What's he doing?
Finching himself.
What is his name? What's he doing?
Finching himself.
What is his name? What's he doing?
Finching himself.
What is his name?
Well, finch me too.
What is his name? Where is he going?
Come on.
One time, while I was finching around the lake, I found an old dirty sock. And I thought, oh, I got a new old dirty sock. But then when I looked upon it, and to further inspection, I found it wasn't just some ordinary dirty sock. It belonged to the headmaster, so I kept it forever and ever. Finally, I ate all the flavored beans.
Jay Finch, finching around, finching the halls, finching himself. Jay Finch, finching the world, finching you, well, finch me too.
I love flavored beans.
Well, finch me too.
My favorite spell is lifting things up.
Finch me too.
The AA meetings are great.
Well, finch me too.
I'm boyish and fun.
Well, finch me too.
Looks like he had a side finch.
Well, finch me too.
What is his name? What's he doing?
Finching himself.
What is his name? What's he doing?
Finching himself.
What is his name?
Well, finch me too.
What is his name? What's he doing?
Finching himself.
What is his name? What's he doing?
Finching himself.
What is his name? What's he doing?
Finching himself.
What is his name?
Earwax.
Well, finch
I
me
want
too.
hair flower
What is his
bottom of the
name?
sink.
Where is he going?
Lift up
welcome back from the intermission, the live web reading intermission. It's just like theater. That's what we're straining to do. Again, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for being here. Just a reminder that the donation link is down in the description below. Please help us donate to the Ali Forney Center. We're only $500 away from our goal, and that'll put us at $10,000 raised for charity in the last 3 weeks. With your help, thank you so much, sincerely. Also, please remember to subscribe to this channel for future readings just like this. We'll continue to be bringing you stuff while we're all at home, and maybe even beyond then, because I think, you know, we're having a fun time here, right? We didn't plan that, so she.
What do I say?
That's right. You're right. Oh boy, I'm gonna fix my hair a little bit. Again, so thank you all so much. I guess we're gonna get started with Act 2 of PUF3 Eventfulness Maximus. Act 3/Movie 2. We see a close-up on a radio. It plays an oldies station. It's currently playing a hit song from the jazz age.
Jazz, jazzy jazz, skippity doo bop, jazz, skippity dee bop, jazz, skippity 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 dee, jazz.
An oldie and a goodie. That was Jazz Goblin with Jazz. That's right. Nothing will stop us from playing the oldies. Not even the instant deaths of literally thousands of wizards all across the world. So hold a loved one tight and enjoy the sweet sounds of Jazz Goblin.
I dreamt of sunshine. Clouds all danced and blew away.
We slowly pull back to see we are in a modern newspaper office where an editor speaks to his staff.
Turn that off. Gather around, everyone. These are grim times we're living in, but someone still has to report the news. And to report the news, we need headlines. What have we got?
School of Magic and Magic destroyed. Is anyone thinking of the children?
I'm only thinking about how the headline is in the fucking paper.
Evil wizard set loose. Magical London on fire. The first witch spells doom.
Terrifying and in the fucking paper.
They all turn to a withered, ancient old man named Harold Hendry, who has worked at this newspaper for over 100 years.
Will anyone still play soccer once the world is ended?
I hate you, Harold. I hate you. I hate you.
This is the dumbest fucking thing I have ever heard, you idiot.
You idiot. Why are you still alive?
I just thought people could use something nice to distract themselves from all the horror outside.
As always, Harold, your thoughts are awful, but we have no time, so it's in the fucking paper. I can't fire you. You've worked here for so long, even after being fired back in the 20s, you found your way to slither on back, you worm. I want you to know, Harold, I could fish one of my 30 fucking gigantic shits out of the toilet and it would write a better headline than anything you've ever done in your entire career, you fucking piece of shit. Everyone, lunch.
They all
I hate
exit.
you, Harold. I hate you.
To go to lunch. They all leave Harold in a sad, falling apart, handmade newspaper drawing of New York, his only dream to see one day.
Oh, Harold, perhaps some music will cheer you up.
He turns on the radio.
Jazz, jazz, jazzy, jazz.
Oh, music.
Darkness. Scene.
In the wizard criminal justice system, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups. The wizards who investigate crime, and the people who take the probable criminals to a terrifying wizard prison for their souls to be removed from their bodies. These are their stories.
Dun dun. Harry stands looking over a bunch of papers at a desk.
It's just not making any sense. None of it makes sense.
Harry just throws the papers across the room. Another wizard detective comes up next to him. His name, Wizard Iced Tea.
Hey, Potter, take a look at this. These ancient scrolls tell me These witch here comes from a dark space. Been slumbering beneath the Arctic for a couple millennia. That's what they call a long time last time I checked. Long time to build up some real crazy power. And all our power, she says, belongs to her.
But there has to be a weakness. They always have a weakness. Does she have some kind of tooth we can remove and stab her with? Or maybe a spell specifically designed to only stop them? Talk to me here, people.
Not this time. Expellidermith only works 99% of the time. Welcome to the 1% of the other times.
It just may still be worth a try.
Harry's secretary pops on.
Harry, your son's outside. He says he finally wants to truly connect.
Ooh, which one?
It's kind of an asshole one.
Tell him no! Tell him he has my baby blanket. What else could he need?
The secretary leaves.
So, looks like I need to use my hardest detective skills to figure out how we defeat this first witch, the greatest evil we've ever seen. Yet, my scar doesn't seem to be hurting at all. Can't be that serious. How strange.
Strange is that time we caught that group of kids snorting griff feathers, thinking they could learn how to fly. They called it getting high.
I'll get to the bottom of it. I always do. Or my name isn't Harry. Ow, my scar. Wait. No, nothing from my scar. Nobody worry.
Scene. The bright white conference room. Little Wayne, Oliver, Megan, Susie, Hannah, Lily Moon sit at a table. Merlin addresses them.
So, in summary, yes, it's an ancient witch. Yes, she's going reality to reality, destroying each one to siphon the magic from all who live there. Yes, the prophecy is very particular. No, we don't argue with prophecies. Now, are there any questions?
All raise their hands. He points to Ernie.
You.
So it's just like we're the ones who are saving somebody who fell down I can't remember the word for it right now. Oh, what is the word? It's the thing that you draw water from. It's a big hole in the ground. Oh, what is that called?
I've literally said nothing that has anything to do with that.
Oh, sorry, I was just distracted thinking about trains and that I should have been the one who died and how we were so close to being together again in the great beyond, and yet here we are now.
Okay, he's not allowed to talk anymore. We've managed to figure out how some of you interact with the prophecy. Others are up in the air. It's probably time you meet the rest of the fellowship now. First, there's...
Oh, wow. Pippi's so happy to be included. Pippi has prepared a song. Oh, I am Pippi and I'm happy to be included.
If it wasn't for Biffy, we'd never have known this event was coming. For this little elf randomly just showed up next to me and told me a story of all these terrifying things she's seen in the Arctic. And that long story eventually included this ancient witch awakening from her slumber. And here we are. So meet Biffy, the loyalist of all.
Yay!
Say hello to the voice that shall have power over the enemy, this random police officer from New York City.
The police officer who still has an orange for a head, but man, that accent, still perfect.
Hey, I don't know what's going on here. Anyone else's head feel big and orange? I'm walking here.
Hi?
Just fix that quick.
They magic the orange head away.
Oh, that's better, except I still feel very confused about goings-ons. Is this Brooklyn?
And, okay, nobody freak out, but the other member we found is, well, it's hard to explain. Don't freak out, but...
A pale, noseless figure enters. This is definitely the Dark Lord, but he's wearing a polo shirt and jeans.
How are you?
Oh! This is the tiniest little good part of the Dark Lord's soul that survived all this time, and we've formed it into a being, and he's destined to save everyone. Be nice.
Yeah. No Dark Lord here. Please call me Tommy. To answers to your questions, 1, yes, I really am that ugly. I mean, where's his nose? And 2, yes, I am just thrilled to be here. Hi! I get it. No worries. But I hope you can come to love me because I love all of you immediately. Hot damn, what a day to be alive. Always a day well spent when you spend it making new friends. A quote by me, Tommy. Question: does anyone have any shoes I can borrow? My little piggies are just out saying hello, and I just feel like I'm being rude.
Wow. Almost as crazy as when we were all back at school together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just like when you were at school, Lily Moon. Yeah, because I know who you are.
You all do remember me, right?
There's only 2 others we're missing. Wayne, do you still have that tiny glass shard you were given a few years back? The one that can communicate with its fellow mirror fragment at any time?
Oh my gosh. I completely forgot that I had a mirror that can communicate with the other mirror no matter when or where at any time.
Yes, people tend to forget about that. Call him so we may bring him here.
Asio Mirror!
A long while of a tiny glass fragment flying through time and space. Boy, is that dangerous. Wayne catches it.
Ow! Ugh. Badass Wayne?
We cut to an exterior of an already ruined world. Nighttime. Dark clouds surround this earth, this other reality, for we are in a reality which has already been destroyed. The darkest world which ever was, where a man named Valdi ruled, and there was Valdi Day, and don't get me started on the Ball of Blood. A few random remaining death buddies congregate in dark robes.
You think we're in the clear to do the evil deeds we do in the night?
I don't know. They say he's always watching, waiting. He is the puff who owns the night. He who destroyed the Dark Lord.
Dark Lord, Schmark Lord. We have a new leader now. He shall overcome all good. He shall reinstate Baldy Day, our Dark Master, Greg Patterson.
Dark Master, Greg Patterson.
Hello, I'm the Dark Lord, Greg Patterson. Fellow brothers, we hide no more from the so-called ghost which haunts us. We have a sacred right as evil wizards to rule all humans. So Greg Patterson says, we ought to rule.
Funny. You're right. Sounds like you're pretty wrong.
A man steps from the shadows. His name? Hopkins.
Oh no. It's...
I'm the terror that flaps in the night. Only I ain't Darkwing Duck.
Scatter!
Oh! Wayne pulls out his wand and knocks this death buddy out in a display of incredible magic. The other death buddies try to scatter.
I take it you've heard of me?
Yes.
Is the party over already? Here, I plumb forgot it was Halloween. I would have worn my Imperial Guard robes if I knew everyone was dressing up like a bunch of Palpatines. We could have won Best Couples costume at the old Ball of Blood.
Ropes come from his wands, and the whole group is tied up in a large clump. Wayne puts his wand and puts it directly in Greg Patterson's face.
Like I said, I take it you've heard of me?
Yes.
Then you know there's 2 ways this can go. So how about we do it the easy way, and you just say it?
Okay. I'm a big baby. I'm a big, dumb baby, and I don't deserve to rule over anyone. I'm not powerful. I'm no better than anyone else. I am just ashamed of who I am.
Now, where would you like me to take all of you?
Please.
A newspaper appears, an image of the rounded up death buddies on its cover. We hear and see the reporter who wrote this article in this timeline, a man named Harold Hendry.
The nightmare is over, for evil is at last vanquished. A special column from well-respected and ace reporter Harold Hendry. We all had accepted defeat, but no one told him, hero, chosen one, he who shall always be named when you ask who saved the world, Wayne Hopkins, a young boy grown up in New Mexico after the tragic chocolate frog-related death of his parents. His alive and well Uncle Dave had this to say.
Yeah, I knew Wayne would turn out to be something. Oh, shit. Did I tell him he was a wizard? Wait. Yes, I did. Y'all want some green chilies?
So we celebrate, but we also remember all the time we wasted not standing up for one another when we had the chance. May we never forget the one thing which can always destroy darkness, a little bit of light. Now this well-respected reporter is due for a vacation to New York City. Harold Hendry.
We cut to, that newspaper goes away, and we cut to a special medal ceremony. The newly crowned Princess of Magic stands in front of a massive crowd. The crowd cheers as Wayne and his wife, Badass Ginny, walk down. Next to them is Badass Bippy. Wayne receives his medal. Ginny receives her medal. Bippy does not receive a medal, but Bippy does have this to say. The crowd all around them lift Wayne up into the air, and he smiles to the camera, and he looks at it, and he thumbs up, just like the end of Rookie of the Year, if that is in fact the movie that I'm thinking of. If only this was the end of this story. All of a sudden, the first witch appears in the sky. In nearly an instant, many are consumed in a towering cloud of ever-growing darkness. Wayne goes for his wand, ready to fight, when he hears a voice.
Badass Wayne?
He pulls out that glass that he happens to have in his back pocket, and he sees the others in the white conference room for just a moment. An army of darkness, trolls, giants, dark beast, fantastic, and mostly ones that are not, sweep all over his friends, his world, his reality. He tries to run into the fray to save them, just as a bright white light overtakes him. Scene. Back at the conference room, Wayne suddenly materializes in front of everyone else.
Wayne,
we can't
hear you.
Who are all of you? I mean, I know who you are, but I lost my voice for a second. Alternate reality, Lil Wayne?
Hi. Look, this is going to be confusing and hard to believe, but
But we're looking at some kind of multiverse level cataclysm, and this is the team assembled to stop it. I've seen movies. Did you just beam me here?
Kind of.
Awesome. But that means my world was destroyed? Damn. All my loved ones, my friends, family, I'll grieve them the only way I know how, kicking some evil wizard ass.
Wayne looks to this reality's Oliver and Megan.
Wayne?
Hi.
Oliver runs first and hugs his old friend very tightly. Megan slowly walks towards them.
I'm coming in.
She joins the hug. Ernie joins the hug next, as well as all of the other puffs.
And it's a puff hug now.
Even Ghostly Ann has appeared just for this particular hug.
Why are we hug? No, I'll figure it out.
Tommy boy walks up.
May I join this hug?
I don't know.
Hey, no worries. I am a reasonable person.
The moment over, all retake their seats.
And finally, the arrives. In 3, a 2, a 1. Half. Quarter.
Zach Smith travels through time directly into his seat.
Yow! You were counting? I'm gonna mess it up. When the fuck am I now? Whoa. Jones is here. Hey. Oh, I see the ring. Yow.
Here you are, assembled, the Fellowship of the Puffs. By the Council's calculations, nothing terrible should be happening for at least a few hours, giving us plenty of time to organize and make a sound plan to save the day.
I have a plan for you.
The Council was wrong! The Council was wrong!
The first witch appears.
It involves your death, sometime around now.
Suddenly, an all-consuming darkness encroaches on them all. They fire spells at the first witch.
Yeah!
It is no use.
Yeah! My darkness cannot be defeated. It is an inevitable nothingness. It cannot be destroyed, for it is nothing at all. Nothing but an end. What an interesting place this is, made with my gift. A wonderful place for such powerful souls' demise. Hello, Zach Smith. How good to see you again. Now, goodbye.
But wait, the police officer with that impeccable New York accent, you know the one. It's so good you couldn't forget it, even when she's not on this screen. Listen, this accent, it's like if you could train to have an accent, a New York accent, it would sound like this. That New York police officer, they step up.
Stop right there, criminal! I won't let you hurt none of these people. No, ma'am.
You dare to... You... What? May I ask where you are from?
I'm from the streets of New York, born and raised.
And does everyone from this New York sound like you?
Exactly like me. Taxi, pizza, what's the matter?
Quickly, quick! While she's distracted by that absolutely impeccable accent.
Oh, sneak quickly to that fireplace I think I mentioned being in this room earlier.
Where's the last place on this earth anyone would ever willingly go?
Oliver and Megan look to each other. They know just the place. Megan surges forward.
Repeat after me, everyone. New Jersey.
New
Jersey!
All disappear into that fireplace except Little Wayne, because at that moment a piece of the ceiling falls straight onto him, seemingly killing him.
Wayne!
The dust settles, but standing there is an okay Little Wayne.
Oh, good thing I had this helmet.
Wayne removes it. However, it is a little difficult to take off. We check back in on the first witch.
So, if I were to go to this New York right now, went up to any random person, this is without a doubt the way they would sound.
Traffic, the MTA, forget about it.
Enough distraction.
She holds out a finger and that police officer from New York explodes. They are dead in a New York minute. The rest of the council, Gandalf, Rand al'Thor, Siegfried, Roy.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! This is our finale, but it is not our end. They aren't always the same, you see. Wayne, listen. Listen, for this is how you win the day.
Merlin whispers into Little Wayne's ear.
I don't have that kind of power.
Do you trust me, Wayne?
I guess.
Then, I'm sorry.
Time to die.
Merlin bashes his staff to the ground as the Council of Great Wizards vanish in an instant. Yet, they are not gone. For each one of them, in mind and spirit, these, the greatest magicians of this reality, of other realities, of all realities, have merged their consciousnesses with a man named Little Wayne. They are him, he is them, forever, until the end. An explosion of light. The once neurotic, nervous young adult stands up and speaks in a deeper, more confident voice.
No. It is no time for death now. It is only time for the hard work to begin.
He points his wand at the first witch with a spell, and he unleashes a spell so powerful it holds her off just for a moment. The two begin a fight. Blackout. Scene. Everyone back in New Jersey. Hours later, the Fellowship of the Puffs all sit crammed in Megan and Oliver's New Jersey living room. Nobody quite knows what to say or how to deal with their current circumstances. Wayne Hopkins, therefore, looks through their small Blu-ray collection.
Whoa. What is the Phantom Menace? And what is DVD? How do I work this? Someone show me how to work the future VHS player now.
Can I posit that maybe all the evil people are dead now and we won?
Oh, sweet, naive Lily.
The first witch echoes in everyone's heads.
Again, I speak to those with evil in their hearts. Rise and conquer those who are good. Locate these puffs. Yeah.
Well, looks like that's me. Evil in my soul and all.
Mom, go back to bed.
Ooh, bed.
Xavier goes back to bed.
And we also go to bed.
I'm going to step outside.
Oliver steps out of their tiny apartment onto their balcony. Megan joins him.
Just wanted to watch Paddington 5. Instead, here we are, caught up in, I don't even know anymore. Can't anything ever just be normal, easy? Is it worth it even to fight this anymore?
Maybe this is our normal? Hectic and weird, and it's always ended up fine before when it's all going to be over. Me, Megan Jones, I cannot be the only voice of optimism here, okay? I mean, I don't even know what I can do here to help. My part in all of this is either to just do nothing or to die. If we're going with prophecies being a thing we believe, which apparently we do, turns out my destiny is just beads. Nothing more. All those years at school trying to be someone else, to figure out who I was. Here I am still with no idea. So I don't know either, but at least we're here, caught up in, I don't know, together. Now that's what I call magical.
The two share another sweet, tender, nice moment. One of those moments that really would make you feel bad later should something bad happen to one of these two people when you think back to this specific moment.
Volume 78.
I don't get it.
It's a reference to what you did. I will make someone laugh.
One day. Someone should probably be there for other Wayne when he realizes what he's just started watching.
From the living room.
Why are we talking so much about trade deals?
Megan smiles and exits. Oliver looks out at the dreary New Jersey sky. He sighs. Then a voice behind him.
Lovely night, isn't it? Well, any night is, when you remember you're alive.
Tommy appears beside Oliver. He now wears a pair of Crocs he purchased.
I don't mean to intrude. I just get the sense you're feeling blue. Need an ear or two, as long as you don't need a nose.
You know why I love math? Why me, Oliver Rivers, loves math? It doesn't matter if you're really smart, or if you're naturally gifted, or work really hard at it, or if you pay someone to do it. You'll get an answer. You know, there's a clear solution process to figure it all out. But this world where it's all magic, heroes and villains, of which I am neither. I mean, according to the prophecy, either Megan or myself are here to do nothing, or to die, which is a whole other thing. And when there's no solution, and there's no answer for what to do when all these people surround you, who have been hurt so much and you just want to help. What do you do? What am I supposed to do?
You know, back when I was trying to take over the world of wizards, every day I had a moment where I looked into a mirror and said, "What am I doing? Why?" Because, Oliver, I didn't know what I was doing. No one ever really does. You just have to do what feels right to you. If only I had done that. Started that career in stand-up comedy, my true passion. Or I could have become a healer. Either way, using a kind of magic to make people feel better inside, I suppose.
So you could have been a witch doctor. Not that kind.
Oh, that's good. That's funny. I like that. Oh, not that kind. I love jokes. Ooh, tell me more.
Well, why are obtuse angles so depressed? Because they're never right.
I don't get it, but I'm laughing because clearly you think it's funny. And that's good enough for me. You know, if we all laughed a little more each day, none of us would want to take over the world. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you know, once this is done, maybe we should hang out, grab a burger. What am I saying?
A day at a time, Oliver. Worry less about the unknown or the future you can't control. It'll happen no matter how hard you try to avoid it. Worry instead about the things you love surrounding you right now. Help them. Be present for them. For then, out of that scary, dark unknown, you'll find a little bit of light in something. A smile, a laugh, a great joke. And maybe, just maybe, if enough people follow suit, we'll all find our scary future turned into something quite lovely. Would you like a hug?
Yes, I would, Tommy.
They hug. Megan enters.
I see I've interrupted a weird thing. Better get in here. Little Wayne's come back. He's got a deeper voice now, and he's got some big news. And it sounds serious. Not the time, I know. Come on.
All go inside, where Little Wayne addresses the Fellowship of the Puffs in Oliver and Megan's New Jersey living room.
A path to success is fraught. It is full of danger. But there is a path. Each of us has a destined part to play, a role to serve. The time has come for you all to make heroes of yourselves. The final battle is tomorrow, in what will soon be known as the most important place in existence, New Jersey. I'd recommend getting some rest.
We have a single couch, so share.
She turns to Little Wayne. Oliver joins them.
You okay, little buddy?
I am as I was always meant to be.
Can we help?
I'm afraid there's only one person who can help me, for I must make a hero out of him. Just do what you are meant to do.
He hugs his parents very tightly.
Zach Smith? Join me in my bedroom.
Little Wayne and Zach Smith sit on Wayne's bed, aka the scene where this all gets weird.
We have only this brief and eternal moment to set in motion events that will make victory possible. The short version is, the Wayne Hopkins in the next room is the only Wayne Hopkins that exists at this point in time. That makes him an anomaly. He is a chosen one, destined to save us all, the one true PUF. We must believe, then, that every other Wayne Hopkins existing in every other reality must die so he can be chosen. Chosen ones must be surrounded in tragedy. It is the way, and it is our job now to ensure that happens. Do you understand?
What?
What is in... You're surprised, or,
I was not listening.
Right now, you are only able to travel in time, but with my spatial spanus ramming in and out of my time sphincter, I can guide your travels to infinite realities. Zach Smith, your part in this will compromise your morals. It will ask you to do terrible things. And in the end, it will kill you. For you must go beyond where any mere wizard was meant. But in return, I will give you a wonderful gift. Will you do it? Just know you've already done it.
What? Whatever you said. Sure.
Little Wayne
Very well.
conjures Merlin's staff.
There are a few clear, important steps to Wayne's journey we must ensure take place. Our own journey to align the multiverse begins. First, his parents must be dead.
We cut to a scene with Marcus Hopkins and Deborah Hopkins, wizard spies, the year 1981.
Another mission complete.
Oh, wizards may sleep in peace tonight. Let us hope that includes our own darling, Wayne.
Oh, sweet boy. I only hope he will one day end up just like us. At least in the same house as us at Magic School. The best house. The Braves.
Zach
Yes.
Smith travels through time.
Excuse me, strangers. I've got some extra chocolate frogs here. Would you like some?
Can't say no to some chocolate frogs.
Yum!
The two eat the chocolate frogs until Zach Smith pulls out a sword.
Zach Smith.
Zach Smith travels through time.
Xavier Jones must join the Death Buddies in the 1980s to lead to his eventual conflict.
Cut to a nightclub in the 1980s. Voldy gives Xavier a tattoo.
Wow! Free tattoo! Awesome!
Zach Smith, having lived a while in the 1980s, enters on a mission.
Wow, that lady looks evil, and that's what we should all think about her. Yeah.
Zach exits and travels through time.
Wayne's Uncle Dave must suddenly die.
Zach Smith travels through time. He stands behind a man named Uncle Dave. He points his wand. Dave suffers a brain aneurysm and suddenly dies. We see this over the course of infinite realities.
Zach Smith.
Zach Smith travels through time.
Before we continue, about that gift.
Zach Smith travels through time. He lands somewhere in the late 1800s. We bear witness to his life for several months. He kneels before a woman.
Kendra with a QU, will you marry me?
Yes. 1,000 times yes.
Further in time, we hear a doctor say,
It's a baby.
Zach Smith holds a baby in his arms. Time moves forward. Years of happiness go by. We watch and see life fulfilled. Eventually, Zach Smith sits surrounded by 3 little British children while he smokes a pipe. One of the children walks up to him.
Papa, where are you going, Papa? Papa?
We love you
You
too,
know I
Papa.
love you.
And I love you, all of you, my family. Yo, Zach Smith.
A vision of
Zach.
little Wayne appears before Zach.
It's time.
No. Just a little longer. I don't want them to think I abandoned them.
We will erase the memory of you. Replace you entirely with someone else.
But will they keep the awesome middle name I gave him? My favorite child.
Little Zach Smith approaches Zach.
Where are you going, Papa? We're supposed to play pretend sports team tryouts. We've got to start these tryouts, Papa. Little Zach Smith.
Zach composes himself.
Away. For a long time.
Will I ever see you again? What will I do without you, Papa?
A tear rolls down Zach Smith's cheek.
You go and become great. You go and become the greatest wizard that ever was. My little Wolfric. My favorite child. Albus. Whoa, fuck! I just realized who.
Zach Smith is ripped from the happiest time in his life.
And finally, in every possible reality, to ensure his death comes to pass, Wayne Hopkins must not make the sports team. This is your final task, Zach Smith. Complete it in any form you choose. You're a one-man team, Zach Smith. Good luck.
And just like that, we're at magic school where 4 students stand holding random sports equipment, and through a door, Zach Smith enters traveling through time.
Yeah! What's up, you fucking cocksuckers? Zach Smith in the house. Hey, you! Fuck you. You want to play some sports, aka meet some hot ladies? Let me tell you, you guys have no idea, but I have been traveling through everything. I have seen dark places. I am the apocalyptic world that you've imagined, okay? In the 87, I got this cool ass jacket, which is awesome, which is great. And then I was traveling, and then in 97, I got this cool ass samurai sword. Not in Japan, I just got it at a fucking regular one of those pawn shops, but it's still cool as shit. I went to 2020. I'm gonna tell you right now, 2020 is a big disappointment. It's not as fun. If you're one of those kids who likes to work inside and play inside, remember when you were like, go play outside, and you were like, I don't want to, I want to live inside. You're gonna love 2020. Go to 2020. You're gonna dirty and thrive. You're gonna love it. Other than that, avoid it. And then I went to 2099, and I was like, give me a robot arm. And they were like, you got it. So I got a robot arm. I didn't even need it. They just cut it off and gave it to me. And I was like, thank you. I also got a robot dick. I made a mistake on that one because it doesn't work. You can't. The functionality doesn't go. It shoots fire, yes. Does it bruise my scrotum? 100%. That was a wash, but I don't regret it. It's part of my life. I accept it. My family accepted it. It's a thing. Anyways, let's start these tryouts.
Meanwhile, in Universe 969, Zach Smith enters through a door.
What's up, you little fucking pieces of shit? It's me, Zach Smith. You fucks want to get on this fucking team, aka me some hot ladies. In case you're wondering, am I a tiny person? Yes. Did I transform into a tiny person? Yes. At the time where I was at, Austin Powers was huge, and mini-me was a thing, and I was like, I want a mini-me, so I looked up a spell. Little did I know it would turn me into a mini-me, and so now I'm a mini-me. So that's where I'm at. You fucks. But it's okay. I'm going to figure myself out. I appreciate it. I've been able to burgle a lot more. I've just been like, living my life as a person that's very tiny. I'm like 3 inches, but it's cool. I'm living my life. My dick is actually, is still the same size. Whoa, fuck. Oh, yo. It's still the same size. I got to put it around the corner, but I'm living my best life. So you know what? Let's start these tryouts.
Meanwhile, in Universe 666999, Zach Smith enters, traveling through time.
Yo, what's up, cocksuckers? Zach Smith in the house. So you want to play on the sports team, aka have sexual intercourse? Well, guess what? I've been hearing some rumors that some of you guys are trying to enhance yourselves with enhancement drugs. Well, this is your brain, bro. And this is your brain on drugs. Hold on. You see that, bro? That is your brain, and your brain is fucked up. But if you're gonna do that to your brain, you need to salt it. You need to pepper it. And honestly, hold on. I truly recommend. This is a secret. A little Parmesan cheese on it, bro. A little Parmesan, bro. All right, now look. We're not gonna wait for your brain to cook. We'd be here too long. But let me tell you, when your brain is done, bro, add a little sriracha for a little hit of spice, but only a little bit, because everything in moderation, bro. All right, cocksuckers, let's start these tryouts.
Meanwhile, in Universe 99999666669, Zach Smith enters, traveling through time.
What's up, cocksuckers? All right, I got a sensitive subject to talk about, so don't fucking make fun of me. Ready? I want to fuck Christopher Lloyd. You heard me right. That sexy man. Have you seen his oeuvre? Let me see. There's the contemporary masterpiece, The Page Master. There's, let me check my notes. There's his solving murderous cases in Clue, and he rang the postman twice in The Postman Rang Twice. I will not be shamed for my love of that old man. So you know what? I need that Lloyd in this boy. Let's start these tryouts!
Oh boy. In Universe 996699966, Zach Smith enters, traveling through time.
Zach Smith in the house. Zach Smith in the house. Hey, everybody, it's me, Zach Smith. You might know me as the sports teacher, but I also own Tommy Bahama's Only Shrimp. That's right. I took the best part of Tommy Bahama's, the shrimp, and I closed down every other part of the store. If you can't see some shrimp, this is the guy to go to. I was tired of my life, and rage and yelling, and I thought, let's live life the Tommy Bahama way, but just the shrimp part, only the shrimp part. Because I swear to God, if you put on board shorts, Zach Smith in the house. Zach Smith in the house. Let's start these tryouts.
And finally, in Universe 6-9, Zach Smith enters, having traveled through time. Decades have gone by, and this amount of time and universal travel has taken its toll on Mr. Zach Smith. He's older now. Time sickness is slowly killing him, originating where? In his butt.
You fucks. Fuck you, you fucking fucks. I've been doing this for so long, going back and forth, living this life. But I realize it now. I gotta sacrifice myself. I gotta throw myself to the wolves. All of the things I've seen, this is that thing where you live out your life, where you put your thing on the line and you sacrifice yourself. I'm just like in that movie with those guys, those friends, they're out there and the one sacrificing himself. That's where I'm at. I'm sacrificing myself. You don't even understand, you pieces of shit. But I'm sacrificing myself. I'm sacrificing myself for my friend and radiation. And I get it now. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one. I'm just like him, Stanley Tucci in the movie 2003, The Core. Just like Stanley Tucci, I just said it. I was Stanley Tucci in The Core when him and Aaron Eckhart and Hilary Swank and Joe and all them have to go, and then they're like, and then Stanley Tucci's the asshole the whole time, but then he's like, I gotta die, and then he does it, and he gets this, and he's got the best hair in the world, and he sacrifices himself, and he does it. I'm that fucking guy. I'm Stanley fucking Tucci. You don't get it. You all. I love each and every one of you. But I'm Stanley Tucci. And this is the Tooch to the Nooch. I'm tooched out. I can't tooch anymore. I'm gonna tooch myself to death. Goodbye. Let's start these trials.
And finally, Universe 6, 99999999999. The end of the mission. Air horns. An old, decrepit Zach Smith continues his endless mission, yet he has reached its end. He's barely human now, barely able to speak or move, but he knows in his soul that this universe's Wayne Hopkins cannot make this sports team. He approaches Wayne.
You made the you made the team.
But we haven't had tryouts yet.
Just say really, you fuck.
Really?
No. Fuck you. Fuck me. For all I've done to you. I'm sorry. Only you could forgive me. But you'll never know. No one will ever know. I'm one man. One man team. But it is finished. My final thoughts are of you. My boy. Let's try these start outs. Oh crap, I just remembered I accidentally brought young Professor McGee to the school with me in the late 1920s when she wasn't even born yet and left her there. Zach Smith.
Zach Smith slowly dies. Slowly. Scene, New Jersey, where Little Wayne opens his eyes for what was only a few hours, yet felt like nearly 1,000 afternoons and evenings.
Done.
He looks around. He stands in a New Jerseyan field. The rest of the fellowship are there too, dressed for battle, aka some of them are wearing bike helmets. The first witch appears in the sky. An army of evil, faceless, somewhat decently CGI'd beings surround her on the ground. Hannah takes a drink from her wand, which turned out to be a flask. Ernie raises a hand.
Let's all run and live. No, we can't do that. Who knows? Maybe it's all just imaginary. Let's stay and fight. Again.
Now it begins.
Blackout. Scene. An hour later, the battle for the multiverse. We cut to an hour of CGI spectacle later. The field is aflame, and darkness looms. The first thing we see is a dead Bippy. Died, protecting her friends, loyal, true to the end, yet now dead. Badass Wayne continues to fight, yet he is surrounded by hundreds of the army of darkness. He is overwhelmed, and he falls in this battle. Badass Wayne is dead. Hannah runs by wounded, a troll close behind her. She trips, she falls. The troll brings a large club down, splattering her into the ground, dead. Megan, Oliver, Ernie, all of our puffs have died or lie at the doorstep.
No. Nothing is working. We've lost. We failed.
And in the back of his mind, a voice echoes from his head, from this reality and other realities past.
Failure, Wayne, is just
another form of practice.
As long as you never stop trying.
So, try again. But how do we try again?
A puff appears on the battlefield, one who seemingly wasn't there before. Her name is Susie Bones. She looks to the dead around her. She turns her glance above her where a shadowy figure who has stalked her since her birth stands. Death stares at Susie. Susie stares at Death.
Today, my oldest friend, if you will give my friends another chance, you can have whom you've always wanted. Today, you can have me.
Death considers his options. He nods. He holds out a hand. Susie takes the hand. Susie and Death vanish into the sunset, side by side, at a kind of peace. That peace is interrupted as all the puffs gasp for air, alive again. They all scream.
Oh. We're alive?
All in favor of taking this new opportunity to run away? No? Well, me neither.
I get knocked down, I get up again. They ain't gonna keep me down. Yippee-ki-yay, mother puffers!
Wayne rejoins the battle.
Bippy is also ready for round two. Bippy
A spear flies through the air and directly into Bippy's chest.
Bippy has done a good job again. Yes.
Bippy dies. All look to Tommy.
Tommy, why aren't you out there killing people?
Oh, I could never take a life. I'm here for emotional support. You're all doing great. Except poor Bippy. Poor Bippy.
The first witch appears above them.
Here I thought I killed all of you. Nevertheless, I'll just have to kill you all again.
Hey, stop it! You're just being mean. And that's not nice.
Weak, pathetic girl.
Good one. You know, I've been bullied worse by 11-year-olds, McGonagall, jerk face.
Well, you're also dumb.
Oh, keep them coming. Rubber, glue, blah, blah, blah.
You've got a face like a bad face. This is just stalling your imminent death.
Well, I was stalling, but for something else.
What?
That.
For coming at them at full speed is Ernie Mac driving a crazy experimental flying train.
Choo choo.
It collides directly into the first witch where there is a massive explosion. The witch. The dust settles. Slowly, while dust is in the air, the witch is nowhere to be seen. She is seemingly destroyed. But all we do see is a broken, bloodied, dying Ernie Mac.
Oh, I see him. Finally, I see him again. And he's finching. He's finching everywhere. I'll be finching with you soon. Justin.
No, you won't.
The first witch has reappeared, injured but alive.
You dared to hurt me. I should kill you. Only I sense that's all you want. You've wanted to die for too long. I can't be giving you what you want, so I curse you to never die. You are cursed to walk the empty void all things will become, friendless, alone, forever.
You can do that.
I've done that.
And she tosses a now immortal Ernie Mac to the side. She grabs Hannah.
Now for you.
She casually throws Hannah just up into the air and returns to the fight. Oliver and Megan try to follow Hannah's descent back to the earth.
She's falling back down, but at that speed, there's no way of knowing where she'll land to catch her.
Oliver.
Have you learned nothing about the power of mathematics? Stand back. I'm about to math so hard, even John Horton Conway would be puzzled.
Good one, I assume.
Thanks, Tommy boy.
History books would later remember the math that followed to be the greatest spectacle of numbers which ever was. Oliver mathed. He mathed hard. Hannah landed on the softest giant orange that had ever been seen.
And that is why we need math at magic school.
Okay, Mr. Hero, you'll get your medal later.
Oliver smiles at Megan, but his face changes. He sees something behind her.
I love you.
Okay.
Oliver spins her around as a stray green light encircles the two of them. Oliver Rivers falls to the ground, dead.
Oliver?
Megan falls to the ground with him. Sad music continues as the battle ranges around them in slow motion. This army of darkness, an all-encompassing cloud of nothingness behind them, surround all of our puffs.
A valiant effort, but there is nothing creative which can defeat such overwhelming darkness. Nothing at all.
You can't beat us. We're the puffs.
Oh, tell me, what the hell is a puff?
Megan stands. She looks to the first witch defiantly, and then she looks to the friends surrounding her.
Someone who works hard. Even when every odd is against them. It's a part inside that remains loyal and true, despite whatever terrifying monsters are thrown in front of you, every step of the way. A part that plays fair, even when life is anything but. It's a family of friends who've made each other's lives all the better just by being near. People who just do the right thing, knowing people won't celebrate them, but just because it'll make things just a little bit better for everyone else. That's a puff. And standing here right now is the one true puff. And he's here to stop you. So now is probably a good time to go ahead and do that.
She's right. The one true puff is here to end you. But the thing is, I ain't the one true puff. You are. You're the puffiest among us, and even then, we're all the puffs. We don't need prophecies or hats to tell us who we are, what we're worth. We know where the magic really is.
I repeat, nothing can destroy the darkness that is your end.
Oh, yeah? Lumos.
Very cute. Very.
Lumos.
Lumos.
Okay, that does sting a little bit.
Lumos.
Stop.
Lumos.
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 Stop it!
A light turns to the brightest one. It's a light called friendship, a light called doing what's right for each other. It overwhelms the darkness as it slowly withers and falls apart. The first witch's body withers away as well. Her body crumbles to the ground dead, and it does not turn into weird ashes or dust. It's just a dead body. We can see it. It's there. Her army of darkness retreats, terrified. The darkness is extinguished. This earth is saved. Then Harry appears, and he runs up to the first witch's body.
Spellodermis! It worked! You all saw, right? It always works. Don't worry, everyone. The day is saved.
A crowd of wizards appear.
Yay, Harry! Harry!
They cart Harry off. Wayne goes up to Megan.
You did it, Megan Jones. You saved us all.
She kneels to Oliver's body.
Was it worth it?
It was. But ask that question again in 3, 2, 1.
Oliver's body vanishes as a withering Zach Smith appears, traveling through time. With him, an alive Oliver Rivers.
Turns out I had one last jump in me. Just remember, when you remember this day, remember the hero. You keep remembering. Put all of the remembers in there. You had a pile of remembers, and you had to stuff them in a sack of remembers, and you said, let's all put a remember in there. You remember one person. Zach fucking Smith.
Hashtag remember Zach Smith. He finally dies.
What the fuck just happened? Remind me who the fuck that was.
Megan leaps over Zach's body and hugs Oliver, as does Wayne.
I'm coming in.
All others join in too.
I'm coming in.
I'm coming in.
Well, I'm coming in.
I'm coming in.
It's all one great big puff hug. The ghost of Leanne appears.
Why are we hugging? Oh, don't tell me. I figured it out.
Lily Moon steps out of this big, grand, the greatest puff hug that ever was.
What?
And Lily Moon speaks up even louder because all of that dust and darkness had muted her voice.
Wow! Okay, this was officially just as crazy as when we were at school together.
Were you here the whole battle?
Yeah. I just fought side by side to the death with all of you for the second time in our lives. You all remember me, right?
Oliver looks to his watch.
Whoa, Megan, we gotta get home right now.
Why? What's wrong?
Duh. MASH is on in 5 minutes. You know I never miss an episode of the hit long-running war comedy drama, which aired from 1972 to 1983. MASH. Oliver Rivers loves MASH.
Megan looks at him, shrugs. Close enough.
Everybody's invited. Come out.
All slowly walk off, together, happy. Little Wayne watches over them, but then a small drop of blood drips from his nose. Whoosh. Scene. A white room again. Little Wayne opens his eyes at a familiar bright white train station where the headmaster sits waiting.
But you... Am I? Oh no. Is this just happening in my head?
With no cryptic phrasing or attempt of a life lesson, this time I can simply say, yes, it definitely is.
It feels like it's over, but all those other universes, the other realities are still gone, so it's not over, is it?
I'm afraid not, Wayne. For them, yes, their adventure has reached a kind of pause, but another journey now begins. It's time to make worlds. It's time to tell stories.
Okay. What?
There's magic in stories. The second greatest magic, maybe. I don't do a lot of ranking past one. Good old love can't beat it, but stories bring people together, change their minds, give them a new outlook on the reality that happened to be trapped inside. They can create something where nothing was before. They can be made by one or sometimes by many, and those can go on for a long time, longer than anyone imagined. Every time you tell a story, you create a new world, a new universe. Every time. That is your job now.
How long do I have to do it for?
Well, as long as you wish. The faces around you might change. When you wish to give these versions of these souls a well-deserved break. When that time arrives for you, simply make another you who will continue the story, who will journey on, maybe someone slightly taller, more British, maybe a yelling bald man, maybe some high school teenager in a place called Texas, and so on. All a part of one little old story.
And what about when that ends? Everything has to end eventually, right?
Some things do, yes, but it's been a decent enough story. Well, that thing you made can go on its own journey to unexpected places and beyond. And when darkness peeks its head out again, we can only hope that story brings forth a little bit of that number 3 greatest magic. Light.
Heroes.
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 Made.
Not born.
Except sometimes
They are born.
on a gloomy night
In a faraway magical land.
cold.
England.
Hi.
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 We return to this little white room.
There. Not an end in sight. In fact, I think now it's time to begin again.
So, what story do I tell?
I leave that to you. One you might think is important.
This white room vanishes and is replaced in darkness until a light, a spotlight. Wayne steps into it.
Heroes made!
Scene 300 years later. And one last time, just like that, we're in front of a rebuilt certain school of magic and magic. Rebuilt very quickly because, well, magic. A man walks around on a cane outside, a man who visits here very often, trying to find some spark, trying to relive some kind of magic. His name is Ernie Mac, and he cannot die. He is cursed to wander, friendless, alone, a constant sadness on his face. For even there are no more thoughts to have about trains, for trains have gone extinct. Today he walks a new path through a once forbidden wood, just to see what he might find. About to turn home, he sees an interesting rock on the ground, a smooth shape, polygonal, a small symbol engraved on it. He picks up the rock and holds it in his hands. He closes his eyes, and he thinks a thought. It's not a new thought. It's just the same thought he's thought every moment for the last 300 years.
I wish I could see my friends again. Hi.
Hi. And finally, just like that, all was...
Well, that's the word I couldn't think of. 300 years ago. Oh boy, that has been bothering me. Well.
All was fine. Credits! Credits! We see all the names, we see all the faces of all the wonderful people who were here, and you saw them, they were in this thing. And throughout we see various photographs moving and still of Megan, Badass Wayne, and Oliver just living it up in the 2030s. Together again, friends for life. And then we cut to the credit scenes. Credit scene number 1. The police officer's wife. A New York apartment. A knock at the door. The police officer's wife answers the door. She too was born in New York City. That's where her and her husband met. In fact, the first thing he said to her whenever they met was like, "Oh wow, your accent, where are you from?" And she was like, "New York." And he went, "Oh, I know." It was a rhetorical question, don't you see? Because you clearly are from New York. She has that kind of accent.
He's gone, isn't he? I knew it. I knew something was wrong. Damn it. Oh, at least he died doing what he...
It turns out this police officer's wife was living an imposter's life, and she was, in fact, Australian.
Oh, New York!
We cut to a credit scene 2, a comedy club. An announcer speaks.
Please welcome to the stage your next act, Tommy.
Tommy enters in a suit and he grabs a microphone.
Thank you. Now, I know what you're all thinking. Yes, I have a nose, but yes, I can still smell you. I kid. You're a beautiful audience tonight. We don't have long, so it seems like the perfect time to break out my tight eye.
Credit scene number 3. We're back in the White Room. The headmaster stands, for Little Wayne has just left.
Well, it looks like that answers all the questions. Well, all but one. Well, was I? Just a little.
Scene! Remember John Voight? We cut to sometime in the 1940s. A newspaper magnate named John Voight lies in his deathbed. He asks everyone who comes into his room this question.
Has anyone seen my son? He was a senator, and there was a day when nothing particularly bad happened, not by anyone's standards. Where is my son? What happened to my son? My boy.
And finally, credit scene number 5. We go back to that moment in the final battle. The first witch looms over everyone, but this time Oliver Rivers steps up.
Don't worry. I'll handle this.
He waves his wand and the first witch is defeated. But as the dust settles, we see that everyone has oranges or some other fruit and or vegetable as a head. All shrug, good enough, and celebrate. And then we see those same pictures of Oliver, Megan, and Wayne and all their friends in the 2030s, only now, oranges for heads. The end! Yay! The end! Woo! Yay for ourselves! I'm gonna fix this for a moment. Yay!
Yeah.
Bravo! Bravo! Everyone come here! Everyone come here! Please, everyone, please give a... We didn't do introductions at the top, so please, while you're sitting at your homes, as are we, give a warm round of applause first to Mr. Stephen Stout and Madeleine Bundy. Oh, silence makes it weird. Please, give it for Andy Miller.
Accent word.
Yeah, yay. I'll go faster so that it's not weird. Jessie Cannizzaro. Sonia Mena. Zach Moon.
Woo!
Woo!
Yo.
AJ Ditty and Ellie Phillips.
Woo. Oh.
Where did I go? Mike Axelrod. Yay! James Fouhey. Evan Maltby.
Yeah.
Langston Belton.
Yes.
Jake Keefe.
Jake Keefe comedy.
Yeah.
Anna Dart.
Anna
Keith Rubin.
Keith Rubin.
Julianne Earls.
Yeah.
Alex Haynes. Colin Edberg.
Yeah.
And of course, Zach Smith himself, Mr. Nick Carrillo.
When the doors open and he comes through.
He comes through it, and everyone keeps like flowers are thrown everywhere. Oh, all
What
right.
about Matt Cox, everybody?
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, and his hair is tangled. Yay. So just to give everyone else on the stream an update, we have raised $2,210 for the Ali Forney Center.
Is that enough to get to 10?
That is enough to get to $10,000. Yay, we did it. Oh, Goose is celebrating. Yay. So, as you've all out there seen, this one was a particularly long one. So we'll do a very brief Q&A. I think we'll do like 5 questions max, though. Is everyone good with that? If you do have to go, go.
I got nowhere.
That's fine.
Where can we go?
Where are we going?
I'm hitting the town tonight, actually.
I'm
I'm
gonna
going
say
to a
it's 10:30
movie.
on Friday, and we're quarantined. I don't think we got anywhere to go.
Hey, I don't know your lives, all right?
Give all the cues. We got nothing but A's.
Sometimes I have places to go.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Another
Cheers,
room.
everyone.
Virtually.
Good job.
That's all you got right
That
here.
was
To never having to do a New York accent ever again.
It's
also
so good,
a
though.
special thanks. So a particularly special thanks, Maddie. A special thanks to your niece, Tess.
My niece Tess played little Zach Smith.
Yay, little Zach Smith.
Thank you, Tess.
Also,
watch it.
a special thanks to Eva Seymour and Keith Brockett, who were Australian. Oliver and Megan, who came in just for a brief bit all the way from Australia. And also a very special thanks to all of the cast of the canceled Puffs and the postponed productions of Puffs who sent in those videos. Thank you all so much. I do truly hope so many of you sent me those videos. I didn't expect it, which is one also very sad. I'm very sorry for your circumstances, and I hope you do get to do this show one day. But also thank you all so much for sending those in, and I do hope I put them all in that video. Amazing. I'm gonna look. Let's check the chat.
Matt?
Yes,
Did you introduce Cullen?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
We
my
can
god,
do
I just
again.
didn't
That's
hear it. I'm
fine.
sorry. I'm an idiot.
Cullen.
It-
Family would be
Cullen,
thrilled if you want to do it
Mexico.
again.
I just was so excited you were here, Cullen. I'm sorry.
Encore.
I was
My
here.
brain speaks.
It's true.
Can you? Let's see. The Crow for Life asks, "Can you show Puffs and do commentary for charity?" We cannot, but there is a commentary track somewhere on one of the versions you could buy on the internet. Do I know how to access that? No, but we did record it.
I'd love to hear it.
I want to
Is it
hear
on the
it.
Amazon version?
I think
There's a
so.
lot
I know
of-
my mom
a
found
lot
it
of
one day,
magic.
so you can
Yeah.
find it.
A lot of magic mic on him.
Puffcast podcast. It's 5:30 a.m. where they're at. Thanks for watching.
Oh boy.
my.
Oh!
Boy, all right,
Hey.
I'm moving.
Animal Crossing just started a new day for you guys, so
Right, check in.
Get out there. Burn those bells.
Dana
Wait, are
Castro.
there days
Dana Castro
tomorrow?
wants to know who played the first witch. That's Cullen.
Since we mentioned me, like, let's do it a third time.
Cullen.
Cullen!
We're so glad you're here.
I'm so happy to be here. Really,
and
it's
Cullen
early.
was our female swing after Anna stepped into the Hannah track. So Cullen played all of the ladies' parts and the narrator. Correct? Yes.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yes.
Yes, which I could not have done without Anna taking all the amazing notes that she
Uh,
did.
That's just to explain some of these faces you might not fully recognize, who are here. These are some of the people who came into the New York production after certain cast members left, and some of these people are our wonderful swings. That's who they are. In case you were wondering. And they're all wonderful. We have a question from Dylan Guyman, who asks, hey everyone, this was so great. Thank you. One question, if you had to do a parody of another franchise, what would you choose? Love you guys.
Fast and the Furious.
Oh, yeah.
The sexy Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, we're all in on
There's
that.
no part
Some
for
whack
me in
ass
that
crew
parody.
from like Bushwick.
I don't know. Fast and Furious.
Alex, how
There's
did you
got to
get
be
the
a New
thumbs
York
up?
cop in Fast and Furious, Andy.
Yeah, there's a reactions option,
I
Andy.
didn't know about this.
Join
Fast and Furious.
Join us next week for So Slow, So Mellow. Where people compare their bikes.
What would our vehicles be? If we don't have cars, what would our vehicles be? Like bikes?
Bikes?
Or
Maybe
Or maybe
Scooters.
like
Scooters.
cars that are comically small, like for children, that we have to fit into.
Like Power
Oh,
Wheels?
I like
Yeah.
that idea. I never got to have one of those when I was
I
little.
wanted a Power Wheel so badly.
They're
Get us
dangerous.
some-
Build a bunch of cardboard.
Not anymore.
Ooh, cardboard box ones. I like that.
What about that?
Maddie, get on it.
And-
tired.
so it's the answer for every single one of us, all 17 of us, Fast and Furious.
That's the
Mine is funny, but I think everybody else is in Fast and Furious.
There's the same number of people in that cast. We got the whole thing.
I'm seeing a lot of questions asking for a soundtrack. Brian Metolius, follow him on Twitter. His link is down somewhere down there, who also did all of the music for this. Thank you, Brian. Yay!
And he
Including the theme song to Steve's Soup Corner.
And he made an appearance in last week's,
Which
so if
was
you go back and
tremendous.
watch last week's, you'll see him.
Was that really a
By the way,
homemade
that was
soup?
I made that soup.
Jesse made the soup.
What?
Teamwork.
What?
It
I'm
is.
trying to get a sponsorship from Steve's Soup Corner. So.
Congratulations, Jesse. It's
10
a
out
great
of
soup.
10 out of 10 slurps. It wasn't a bit.
I'm putting that on my Yelp.
Jesse, how'd you do the mustache?
And then next week we'll be doing your Frankenfurter show.
That's right. Yeah,
How many hot dogs can one person eat? If we get to 1,000,
It's
we
gonna
will
be the
donate.
Coney Island hot dog eating competition, but just Jesse.
It's
If you
probably
drop
gonna get
those-
canceled
Already
this
on
year,
YouTube.
so I am doing it. The
If you drop those hot dogs in 72nd Street, you'll do it twice as fast.
But to answer the question, soundtrack, follow Brian. He is working on it. He wants to put it out. It just takes a little bit of time he wants to get everything up to pass so that it's like super high quality, super professional, and all the songs have like a full length so that you can enjoy it from your own home. I highly recommend purchasing it and whenever you can. And also you'll be able to hear more from Brian whenever we bring you via this Kapowie Go-Go at some point in the future. Follow the Ultra Corporation social media accounts and the Puffs one. We'll let you know. Wonderful. Beth has to be up in 2 hours for work, but was totally worth staying up. Thank you, Beth.
Go to bed,
sleep,
Beth.
Beth, go to bed.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Brooke, asking the important questions here. Brooke Talbot wants to know, what did AJ wear on his head?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is the story.
Well, okay.
Answer this
I'll tell you. Oh wait, where the fuck did it go?
I thought I threw it on the bed.
Where'd you throw it?
Did it go?
Just like that.
Where is
So
that?
is it ostrich pillow?
It's called the ostrich pillow, and it's this awful. Well,
Oh, it's over here.
Oh, thank God.
It's so you
Thank
can
God.
sleep on planes, right?
It's so you can sleep at your desk.
So
I worked
I don't know if
I
you can
worked at
see,
a
but-
tech startup, and yeah, okay, no, you can't see it. It's like that on a desk.
But
So your arms go in the other holes. So
in
you're
the top head holes like this.
But wouldn't your
And then
nose and
Everyone
mouth
try it.
be on
Face
the
plant.
ground?
Well, no, your nose and mouth are open so you can breathe.
Yeah.
So I worked at a
Fine.
tech startup and they sent us one, and everyone was like, "No one's gonna use this," and I was like, "It's hilarious. Can I take it?" And they said yes.
It looks like
Very
that
hot.
episode of
It's very
Friends
warm.
where Chandler gets his head stuck in a turkey.
Yeah.
It does kind of look like that. It does. They
Except
also.
for Monica's the one that gets her head stuck in the
thought it was
turkey.
Monica.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Oh my god. I'm
Can
sorry.
you imagine if someone
Yeah.
died in their sleep wearing
Chandler,
that?
so like if you're in a plane, you can lean up
James.
against the window.
Wonderful what you just said.
Do not read the book.
That's so good.
I'll just say it's very comfortable, but also very hot.
Hot.
Find out more on our hit show, What Was Ellie Given?
Ellie
We're sponsored.
reviews head pillows.
Jake Wallace
Look
wants
up.
to know what was the audition. I said 5 questions, but we're zooming through these. We will stop soon, though, everyone. Like 10 minutes. We'll do 10 minutes.
We're friends.
What was the audition process for Puffs like? So, fun fact, some of the people here did actually audition for the play, but the majority of the original cast, and Evan here actually, who was the original Cedric. Oh, that was wondering who the people are. Evan down 2 below Steve. Over that way. Waving was the original Cedric on the off-Broadway run at the People's Improv Theater. There was no auditions for the original version of the show. It was just a bunch of people who I liked a lot and I thought would be funny, and I asked them to do it. A reading of it at the Pit, and they all did it, and then all those people stayed in the show. We eventually brought in Nick.
3 years.
For 3 years?
4
years. I guess at this point, 5 years. And then some other people did audition. What was that process like? We brought you in. You read some stuff. Sonia. James.
Yeah. I mean, it was like, I feel like it was pretty much like most of the auditions I came in, I like knew most of you guys from beforehand. So it was like quite friendly. And I think we did one, I came in once, then I came in for a callback. Then I got a very cryptic email that was like, you will be receiving good news soon. And then I didn't hear anything for hours.
Like
it was like from Jason.
That's funny.
It was like after like 5 hours, I was like, I'm sorry, do I
That's funny.
like
Yeah.
yes, he did.
It
And then
is-
it was like such a fast rehearsal, like a week of rehearsal, I think, to learn it, and then just like do the show, just jump in at the end of it.
It's a fun fact is that everyone who's currently here, some of the people who did eventually come to the show were new people to us, but pretty much everyone who came on board the show, we either met working at a theater, a lot of us worked at in various shows, or we were doing our Go show at the Pit, and that's where we met Nick and Langston. I met Keith through doing this organization called Story Pirates, which we both do. And a lot of the people were brought into the show from that just because we really liked them as people, which is just a testament out there to just be a good and nice person to people you want to work with, or even you don't want to work with. You can just be nice to people, and eventually you might end up working with them. Like one of the most fun things too is James, particularly. When we were looking for a Cedric for the off-Broadway run, I hadn't talked to James in like 2 years, 1 or 2 years. And then randomly the auditions, we already had a list of people, and we were about to do them like that week. And I ran into James at a reading of another play. And I just went, oh yeah, James is great. We should ask James to audition for Cedric. And then James, then the rest is
History.
No.
Oh.
Right?
Well.
Yes. So yeah, that's the audition process for Puffs. Be nice to me.
Whoa! Give him a briefcase full of $5 bills, not 20s. $5.
Don't want 20s. So complicated.
Can't put them in the vending machine.
Crisp but slightly damp $5 bills.
Yeah, gotta be moist.
No.
What about
Moist
$1 gold
bills.
coins?
They're so moist.
Stop saying moist to people.
Autumn H.
Yeah.
Autumn H seems to want a show where the only character is Andy, as multiple New York characters with thick New York accents, or a version of The Departed.
Look, I'm told not to read
Departed is set in
ahead.
Boston.
Well, then I'm
Boston.
wrong. Wait, what am I thinking of? What is a New York?
Gangs of New
Sure,
York.
Law and
Gangs
Order.
of New York?
Sure, Gangs of New York. I don't know.
I'm told not to rehearse. This is what the people want. I could.
Yeah,
probably
that last
do
one
it.
was.
Can
That
we hear
last one
where
was
you
rough.
really rehearse?
Well, she's done
next
some of
week.
the regular New York lines. Regularly.
Now it's done.
It's
It's
like
done.
coffee talk, like Bronx Beat. We're drinking coffee. That's New York, right?
Ali and I, as
Sure.
New York.
Isn't that New Jersey?
I don't know.
Okay,
It's like Long Island.
it does kind of depend.
Long
Bird.
Island.
Oh, we've gone off the rails.
Long Island. Long
Right.
Island.
No, no rails. Look outside. There are no rails anymore.
Oh my goodness.
Wonderful. Oh no! Oh, someone. Anna Randazzo wants to know how many times did y'all laugh at Zach Smith stories?
A lot.
At the
now?
Most?
I think in
think all of
history.
them.
I started
Thousand.
really good. Like at the beginning of the run, I was like, good actor, and then I started going crazy and laughing every time.
Alex made me I wept. I left it. For the rest of the show, I was
Do you
laughing.
remember which one?
Yes, I do. He talked about how awkward it is to take a shower with other people as a middle schooler. or like you go to school and then you're suddenly supposed to be naked around other people your age, and are you supposed to wash your shins, and you have to hurry because you're supposed to go to your next class.
Nobody talks
And
to
he
you
was
about
so,
this stuff.
and he was like, and we have to shower because our coach kept making us run a mile because Timmy couldn't get it done in under 15 minutes. And it was just the image of this like kid who couldn't run a mile in 15 minutes.
Hey, I don't know if I ran a
Oh,
mile.
it was really funny.
You,
I love it. It's
still
still
having
making me laugh.
Oh my god.
Admit that Alex didn't.
So upset about it.
I know.
I remember though when we transferred off Broadway, our director Kristen was like, "Okay, we're off Broadway now. Like, no, let's not laugh on stage. It's not professional." But we quickly realized that the audience really enjoyed seeing everyone laughing. I think. I hope.
Jesse, you weren't on stage.
I was on stage, but I was watching from the wings.
Occasionally, it was collateral laughter.
Yeah.
We'd all peek behind stage. Even if we weren't on, the entire cast would come backstage
I know,
to like
because
watch
I would
behind
be
the
on
doors.
stage and I would look and see you guys hiding behind the doors, like laughing and giggling.
And we would be like stacked, like our heads, like we were like.
They were like prime positions to be in.
Very prepared.
It reminded me of that experience watching it from off stage tonight where we had the series of Zach Smiths, and it was like I just went into full audience mode. Like all performance energy dropped, and I just sat like.
I just was talking with Maddie about Stanley Tucci.
Was
That's
it because of the video
was-
where he's
it was
making
funny
a
on its
routine?
own, but I was also laughing because
That video was great.
Andy and I were just talking about this. I was like, "That's really."
I love the Tooch.
He makes
Lovely,
a Negroni
and also his arms are very shapely.
Size of my head. He keeps it tight.
Bicep.
Tooch keeps it tight.
Tooch keeps it tight.
Trying to get that
That's
Tucci
tight.
endorsement.
Join us all next Wednesday for Tooch Talk.
Yeah.
We have a lot to talk about.
We'll talk about Stanley Tucci and all the rest of the Tucci's. Every last one of them.
Rob Tucci.
Rob Tucci.
Johnny
Find new ones to talk about.
Anna Tucci.
Marky Mark Tucci. Wonderful. Anthony Freeman. Hi, Anthony.
Lovely
Thanks for
rapper.
watching, Anthony.
Hi.
He wants to know what everyone's favorite 90s movie is.
90s movie.
Oh my God.
Oh, Drop Dead Gorgeous. When did that come out? That's my favorite movie of all time. So.
I gotta look things up.
Is Hook 90s?
Yeah.
It's a hard
Yeah.
I could maybe go with Hook.
Movie, damn man.
Clueless is mine.
Ooh,
Clueless.
yeah, no,
yeah.
I'm with you, Nick. Clueless.
I was gonna say Clueless too.
Yeah, we can all have
go.
the same one. It's a great movie.
Thanks.
I'm gonna go.
I had to make sure that this was a 90s movie. I'm gonna say Groundhog's Day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great one.
Living it.
You know what?
It's Jurassic Park.
Titanic.
Because that's my favorite movie of all
I
time.
think.
What?
Jurassic Park.
Oh.
Yeah,
The first
that's
one? Yeah.
It's 95. That's the
Have you read the book, Jesse?
movie.
I have it. I'll lend it to you.
I've read the
You're
book.
blocks away from me.
I've read the book.
It's a good book.
It's a good book.
It's a good book. Quick read.
Good book.
Oh, I'm gonna say Sphere with Dustin Hoffman.
Ooh.
Get out of here.
Beer.
Out of here.
Sorry, guys.
I'm gonna say
I like Congo as another Michael Crichton movie.
no. I'm gonna say Wayne's World.
Ooh.
A classic.
One or two.
So
Which
creepy.
we do in the show often.
I watched Wayne's World almost every day after 5th grade. For some reason, I watched Wayne's World every day.
The
For
whole
some
The
reason.
whole movie.
The whole thing every day.
We're gonna do 3 more questions. 3 more questions. Mug in khakis wants to know, Nick, was that a longhorn you were holding at the end?
When where?
At the end of the
math
play,
thing.
instead of a
Instead of
fruit.
an orange?
If it's a Longhorn, yes, because I'm a Texan, so yes, Longhorn.
Cool.
Yeah.
Woo.
I hope that satisfied you, sir. Let's see. Blah blah blah.
In the heart of Texas.
Jason Stiers, yes, sir. Yes, you are. Thank you, Jason. Hi, Jason. Thanks for watching.
Hi, Jason.
Jason Stiers, who did cast, who brought in Sonia, and particularly a lot of the people who we did not know. Yay, Jason. Thanks, Jason. Let's go back to the previous question of how you end up in the show. Favorite. Let's see. Oh, there's a lot of chat happening in the chat. I'm happy to see that, everyone.
You sound old.
What?
What?
The chat's all chatting to each other. They're asking each other questions.
Oh, I see.
The chat's chatting in the chat.
What do they think about the finale? What are their thoughts?
Join
What
us
are they-
on Friday for Chatting, where we're not even here, but you are.
Now, what you want to chat?
Yeah, we'll be in the background on mute.
Living our lives.
Oh, Sapphire.
Jesse, you're
Okay.
having an ice cream
Important question. Very important question. Sapphire Wolf wants to know, Jesse, how did those condiments treat your skin after the Fantastic Friends last week?
Checking
Very
out.
important.
My skin's doing well. Thank you for asking. The day after, it was glowing, and then for like 5 days, I did break out. So I would
Glowing in a good way?
glowing in a good way.
Looked great for
I
a
know
day.
it's
So,
bad.
so it's like a wedding thing where you do it for the one day, but then you suffer
Yeah.
the rest of the time.
I feel like I still want to look nice the day after I get married.
Who cares?
You
I think it'd
can't.
be fun if you looked
Like I
really
said,
bad.
the
And you were
rules.
like, got you.
Just me.
And a two-part question here, and it's a good one to wrap up this one. The first one is from Jocelyn, which is just, why do you make us cry? And well,
I think that question's for Matt Cox.
That's for Matt.
That's saying that, you know?
you feeling things is the only way I can feel things.
Surprisingly terrifying.
Oh, God.
I feel your sadness, your fears, and it sustains me. It helps me
He said it for
continue
all of
on. No, I don't know. I just think, especially with this story, it's particularly with a lot of the stuff that we work on within this and a bunch of the other projects myself and Steve and Maddie and all of our friends have worked on. It's that we like to make you laugh a whole lot, but those laughs mean twice as much if you also feel other things throughout the process. And just because what we do here tends to be something that we think is it could be very easy. Puffs could have just been a bunch of boy wizard jokes and that was that. Maybe some farts thrown in and whatnot. But instead, what if we also have it be an existential story about, a boy who dies unfulfilled in his life. And so that spirit has kind of carried through everything that we do.
And also farts.
And also farts. We keep the farts. There's nothing wrong with farts. The farts are there. There's a fart in this. It was great. I
Go
laughed.
unspoken.
You all laughed. And then another question is for everyone else is Kit Sonyi. That's not it. I'm sorry. I'm butchering that. Did you guys get emotional when you read this script for the first time? And just for context for everyone else, actually, as I meant to do this at the top, what PUF3 is this is also one. These other Puffs plays were never intended to exist. It was just they happened to be, things would happen in the world. And we were like, oh, well, let's just have some fun. Let's give something to you, the fans who have come to love this thing, especially people who were coming to the show in New York at the time. Let's just give you something else to latch on to because you've chosen to care about these shows. I wanted to thank you personally for caring. Thank you all for caring. And so this one particularly was when the first round of people started leaving the off-Broadway show after a year or so. Ellie and Julie left while I was in Australia, actually, so we weren't able to do it then. And then James and
Langston
and AJ and Langston all left later that fall. And so finally I was like, oh, I want to do the Puff story. And it kind of came about early on. As like AJ, I think, briefly said something from 19 Years After where it was like, oh, well, what if I want to explore how little we go from that like sheepish Little Wayne into the deep voice narrator. And then I was like, oh, that could be fun to figure out, including, and then also how to figure out a way to make all of the Zach Smiths canon for the show. Every single Zach Smith happens in the show somewhere. Even yours. Even your Puffs are canon Puffs. There you go. But for everyone, did y'all get emotional when you first read this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know. It was insane.
Yeah.
Because I know, I mean, I know me and the other guys that were leaving, it was like, there was just all of a sudden all this context for this thing that we had like been living for all these years.
Yeah.
And like it becomes, in that reading, I'll never forget, everything in the show became so like friggin' like 8th dimensional in terms of like, oh, I get where these characters have been, and hearing like Ernie talking about how he misses his friends. Like, again, you made the comparison to like, Marvel Studios Avengers Endgame. Like it is that like the finality of everything and like everything coming back together. Oh, I was shattered when we started explaining why the narrator tells different stories. That whole scene of like go out and tell these stories in Creole. I was a mess. It is up there with my favorite things that Matt has ever written.
Oh.
It's just so.
It's up there for me, honestly. This silly, dumb script. So thanks for watching it, Jessie. Sorry, yes.
No, I was just gonna say, Julie, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you were on the cusp of leaving for LA before when we did this reading. I just remember that when you did that speech at the end about what it means to be a puff, Julie was crying, and then we were all just sitting on the stage of the pit where we started this show, years back, and just to see Julie weeping, knowing she was going on to this next chapter, and everyone just kind of, I know I lost it.
Well,
so.
And also, this was only supposed to be, 5 shows at the pit?
Oh, yeah.
So it's very much like, doing this is very much like, oh, remember how we were supposed to do this 5 times and then never again, but we did it like almost 1,000 times, and there was an Australian production, and now high schools all over the country are doing
out
it,
there doing
and
it.
there are sequels and prequels, and it's very, as an actor, it's like such a treat to continue to be able to be a part of this. And then also, I think Matt was like, I'm going to put together this video and I'm going to make AJ cry. Just watch. AJ's going to cry.
So that video, because we've only ever done this twice. The first time was when our first bunch had left or were leaving. The second time was when the show was closing in New York last fall. And that time I added in a little thing of the first round of the other puffs, the high school puffs and whatnot. And I surprised everyone with that. But AJ, what were you saying?
Yeah, no. So we did the readings at the pit. And I always had trouble there finding my mark at the opening of the show because it wasn't right on the stairs. It was just off the stairs, and it was very hard to find. So I scuffed the floor right where my left foot, the front of my left foot, was supposed to stand. And when we did the White Room scene for the first time, he's like, go and tell the story. And I turned out and I buttoned my, my coat, and I looked down and the scuff mark was still there. So I stood on the spot where the whole thing started, and I got to say heroes made, not born, and have the whole thing. And Matt can attest to this. I walked off stage and I was like an emotional wreck, and I threw all of that emotion onto him at once in a hug, and I just said, thank you.
Oh, and it was very nice.
I have a bill. For
floor.
Sorry, Steve.
Yeah, I don't know. It's amazing. It's wonderful, and it's incredible. And so, and to that note, and to one other question that's out here on this, we're probably gonna wrap it up. But it's similar to very much what the message of this PUF3 was. And for all of these, again, thank you all sincerely for watching, though. But this is all, we all like doing this for you, and we all like doing this with you. We all like doing this together. We like telling these stories. And as Wynn Thomas put it, thank you all for giving me something to look forward to these last 3 Fridays. These shows made me so happy. Sincerely, thank you for watching. It also means a lot to us that you all watched.
It's been something to look forward to for us,
exactly.
too.
And so because of that, we are going to keep doing this. We're going to keep on bringing you stuff. Some of it will be brand new. We may even we're even going to start writing stuff specifically for this format. So as long as this is going on in the world, all this weird crazy stuff and beyond, we'll be here certain nights of the week, possibly still Fridays, possibly other ones. Follow all the things, subscribe down there below, smash it, the subscribe button, that is.
Yes, do it now. Yes. Welcome to the future.
Hit that bell.
Yeah, hit that bell.
Welcome to YouTube.
And Miles Foster, also thank you for all the very kind words all throughout it. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And John Rosenthal, you're also, thank you. Thank you, John. John, you're great. Everyone's great. You're all great. On that note, thank you all, everyone who is surrounding me right now. And thank you all at home for watching. Please stay safe. Please stay at home. Please be well.
Oh my God!
And then he searches for the end stream button. Wait, no. He has to scroll.
Bye.
And bye.
doing? Finching around. Finching he, finching him. What is his name? What is his name? What's he doing? Finching around. Finching he, finching him. What is his name? What is his name? What's he doing? Finching around. Finching he, finching him. What is his name? What is his name?
It's your boy Mouse Tax, J. Finch, finching around, finching the halls, finching himself, J. Finch, finching the world, finching you, well, finch me too. Well, finch me too. Well, finch me too. Oh yeah. Well, finch me too. Well, finch me too. Ooh, me, that's right, finch me too.
What is his name? What's he doing?
Finching himself.
What is his name? What's he doing?
Finching himself.
What is his name?